An industrial plex off Siegen and Airline. Custom colors, body, and paint.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Thursday, June 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 93. In hour one of today's show, we'll recap the New Orleans Pelicans NBA draft selection. We'll talk some New Orleans Saints, the latest with Jim Schlossnagle, and a whole lot more. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? What's going on? Welcome in Thursday. OTB is back. The whole team finally back. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's absence making the heart grow fonder. Maybe I'm suffering from some version of Stockholm syndrome. But I was actually sincerely a bit excited to see Taylor this morning. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit, and I'll admit it. I'm not scared enough. I'm man enough to admit it. Taylor, how was you and your wifey's trip to Yellowstone?
Yeah, it was great. Probably the best trip we've taken. The weather in Montana was perfect. It was about 75 every single day, light breeze. I mean, could not have asked for anything more.
Did you see any lions? Tigers?
No, we talked about this before the show. I didn't go to Africa, so I didn't see any lions. Did see some grizzly bear, saw a bunch of bison, some elk, stuff like that.
So Montana, he went to Indiana.
Yeah. Well, on yesterday's show, I think I incorrectly, we did the map thing again. I don't know how we got there.
Okay.
And I incorrectly guessed that Montana was Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah.
We were like, no, that's where Taylor is.
Yeah.
That is not Indiana.
Did you eat any bear meat?
I had some bison.
Okay.
That's
I
not
love
abnormal.
bison. I love bison meat.
Yeah.
Bison meat's delicious.
Had a bison burger.
It
A
is
little
good.
bit more lean,
Yeah.
right? A little healthier maybe than
it
your
was good.
traditional beef.
Yeah.
Well, great. We're glad to have you back.
Speak for yourself.
No,
I'm kidding. Y'all have no idea
you and
how.
Tay chatting it up back there before the show started. I know we all like to put on a tough exterior here, but we're glad to have the full team back and reunited. As always, youtube.com/1045ESPN. If you want to get involved, you can hit the like button. Go get your comments in there. We're going to break down some of Schlossnagle's audio from yesterday, as well as the Pelicans draft, the NBA draft going down last night. But first, Jake, how are we feeling, dude?
I wonder how many people, good, by the way, thank you. How are you feeling?
Doing well.
All right, great.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many people knew the NBA draft was actually taking place last night. And because
We barely knew.
I had no idea that it was broken into 2 nights now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the first time they're doing it. I had no idea. I guess they're taking a page from the NFL's playbook, but nobody cares about the NBA draft like they do the NFL draft. So I don't expect the ratings to be great. There's when the first 2 picks are people that the most, I wouldn't say not even just common, but like a college basketball fan have no idea who they are. It's probably hard to get some intrigue going.
Are you telling me you don't know Zachary Chauchet?
I mean, we do.
Alexa?
Because I had to talk about him
France?
yesterday on off campus, but like a casual college basketball fan, probably didn't know a player until Reed Sheppard went 3rd overall.
Yeah, somebody tweeted last night, 2 Frenchies and a honky as the top
so
3
good.
picks. This NBA draft is mid. Reed Sheppard, a 6'2" white boy going 3rd overall.
Yeah.
That boy could shoot. Yeah, look, I you know how I feel about the draft. I am ambivalent. I feel like a Victorian era businessman. with my kids, or gentlemen, I should say, because business may be sullying me a bit. But like, I don't really care about my kids when they're young, and I just ignore them. I send them off to boarding school, and eventually they show back up at 16. Hopefully they become impressive and they can get some attention and love from me. It's going to be hard earned, but like, that's how I view NBA draft picks. So like, I will say this, because I always expect every draft pick to just disappear into the ether, and then I'm pleasantly surprised when one of my kids actually does make me proud. I'll take a chance on a guy that's 6'11", 230 with a 38.5-inch vert. Like if we're just going to talk about raw physical skill sets, and we talked about it the other day, but Evie Misi, Mr. Misi, he's again, I 6'11", 230 and a 38.5-inch vertical. Born in Belgium, raised in Cameroon. Older brother played at Harvard. Both his parents played for the Cameroonian national team. His stats at Baylor, 10 points, 6 boards, block and a half per game. He cannot shoot. But I guess that's the thing, right? Like, you don't really need him to. Now, I'm not entirely sure long-term if he does work out. How effective will him and Zion be together if he can't space the floor at all? But then again, look, the Pelicans love drafting defense. They're looking for more rim protection. And when you look at his skill set, his athleticism, you have another super long athletic body that can play that positionless defense with an emphasis on rim protection. And think about at times last year when the Pelicans felt like they were operating at their best, and you would have Herb Jones out there, Trey Murphy out there, Dyson Daniel out there, and everybody just had like 7-foot wingspans. Now, maybe in a year or two, Misi works out, and you got him out there as well, and he can switch onto anybody. So, again, I have no idea if he'll be good or not, but 38.5-inch vert at 6'11", guys.
He, he was trending towards the Pelicans for like a week now.
Yeah.
Like 10 days. And so it's like, it's not a secret that they really liked his game. And so they got the guy that they wanted from where they were drafting.
Yep.
And he was ESPN.com ranked 22nd overall. You get him at 21. So about where a lot of people thought he would go anyways. You mentioned some of his strengths, being explosive. That is certainly a strength. His length is a strength. For ESPN and their draft analysts, weaknesses: he lacks polish, experience, and the physicality to maximize his ability as a rim protector and rebounder. He has room, though, to improve his scoring versatility and awareness as a passer. Feels like they still think he's kind of raw.
Yo, he's very raw. I want to say, so this is what I didn't understand. The other day when we were talking about him, I want to say that we said something along the lines of he started playing basketball at like 16, but both of his parents were on the Cameroonian national team. And his older brother played at Harvard. Yeah. So what the hell happened there? Like, why wait till I don't know the full story. But yeah, he's absolutely raw. But, like in the NFL draft, Jake, we talk about there's more of a debate on like, do you draft the guy with the really good proven film that you can play, or do you just draft the physical freak that maybe underperformed in college, but you feel like I can fix him? In the NFL, that can go either way. In the NBA, because of the age of these cats, 18, 19 years old, like in football, generally I fall on the side of like go with the guy with the good film that proves that he can play. In the NBA, I kind of tend to fall on the opposite side, where I'll take the more unproven, the more raw guy that just has unlimited physical potential and see how, because all these cats are 18 and 19 years old. Like, they have so much room to grow, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, here's the post-draft analyst of the pick. He was strongly linked to New Orleans, as we mentioned, throughout the pre-draft process, with the Pelicans in the market for more athleticism and size at center. While he likely won't contribute big minutes next season, meaning the Pelicans will still need to add veteran help at the position, he is a late-blooming prospect who won teams over throughout his surprise one-and-done season and during the workout circuit. So, still, Pelicans looking probably for a veteran at that position because we talked about it yesterday. Your backup, Larry Nance, who comes in, gives you great minutes. Like, you like him in that role. So if you add another backup center, do you still need to add a starting center?
Yeah, I think you definitely had a starting center. I do love having Larry Nance on the roster for this, though, because, who better to kind of teach Misi how to be a pro? And although everything at this point is going to be super positive in terms of coverage, in terms of what the Pelicans are saying about the player, let's just still, I don't mind repeating it, and we'll judge over time whether or not we believe it to be true. But they seem to have really fallen in love with his mindset and his maturity. And although, again, I know in hindsight, and when a guy is gone, you tend to be maybe a bit more honest, or maybe it behooves you to say things like, well, and that's what held back Jackson Hayes. He was just too immature. But there's been some whispers or some kind of talk surrounding that, and that in terms of mental makeup, they really like what they saw out of Messi in the interview process and the maturity that he approached the game with. And so, again, we'll see over time. No great expectation, but 6'11", 30. Guys, 38.5 inch vert. Think about that. Like, who jumped to that in the NFL this year? Would that have been first at the NFL Combine or damn near?
What, 38?
Yeah.
Maybe at the no, there was a 40 at the Combine.
There was a 40
Malik
at the Combine?
got 40 at Pro Day.
Okay, so Malik got a 40 at Pro Day. How tall is Malik?
He's not 6'11".
He's 6 foot? 6'1"? How tall is Malik, actually?
Yeah, probably 6'1".
That's 6'1"?
Yeah.
This man's a foot taller and can jump as high. I mean, I really struggle. It's like when you read about Wilt Chamberlain and you understand that Wilt Chamberlain's thought to maybe have the largest vertical in history. 48 inches estimated. Unbelievable, which is even more mind-blowing. But I'll take 6'11" and 30.5. So we'll see, Messi. We will see. I'm more interested in the Brandon Ingram trade news cycle, although there hasn't been any particular developments yesterday.
Were you watching the draft at all? Did you watch?
No,
any
I
of
did
it?
not watch. I watched. I was going to watch The Boys, and I just wasn't feeling it, so I watched an episode of Fallout last night.
All right.
Fun show.
I wasn't locked into it, but I was going back and forth because I know I've got to talk about it in depth, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Later on today, but so 16. The Sixers, a team that BI has been kind of linked to a little bit. Well, the commissioner gets up there, Adam Silver, and he's like, all right, we've had a trade. I'm like, here it is. Like, I really thought we were about to find out something about BI here, but it wasn't. It was just that Bub Carrington, the pick at 14 for the Blazers, had been traded. And I was like, oh, Adam, let me down. I thought we were about to have some juicy details here.
I am not even close to a basketball expert. I'm an NBA enjoyer. Because of that, I allow myself very layman opinions, right? And I allow myself very surface level thoughts, and I just can't stop thinking about Zion and Trae Young together. I get it. Like, you can tell me that DeJounte Murray's better because of the defense and this or that, but I just see Trae Young handling the ball. Pelicans need a point guard. You mentioned the assists yesterday. Excellent shooter and one of the best lob throwers in the entire NBA. Please. Again, you like the real NBA heads, chance, all the real Pelicans fans that go deeper than I do, feel free to put your energy into other trade hopes. But no, I would desperately love. And you know what? I don't know if it seems like the Pelicans front office seems to be leaning more Murray than Trae Young, but it'd be pretty damn sexy. I can't help myself. I think I would immediately buy a Trae Young Pelicans jersey, which my Pelican jersey collection of jerseys that are no longer relevant is becoming increasingly long as a couple of BI jerseys will be getting retired here pretty soon.
You had the CJ though.
I still got the CJ.
Yeah.
Still got Zion.
Yeah.
So I just need another. I just need another 3. I should have invested in Trey Murphy a while ago. Still probably a good investment jersey wise for anybody out there wondering who to choose. Glad I avoided the Jackson Hayes investment that I was thinking about for a while there. It's impossible that you saw Jackson Hayes dunk the ball and you were like, I want that jersey now.
Yeah, I almost went Larry Nance.
Not a bad one.
Yeah,
not a bad one because somebody that I think will be around for a minute, but either way, I think I don't know. I think I like the pick, so we'll see. And I want to see what
you're going at 21.
Yeah, exactly. You just shoot your shot and hope for the best. Coming up next here on OTB, so Schlossnagle introduced at UT yesterday at a press conference and tried to answer for his ridiculous grandstanding in the post-game of the national championship. We will roll him out into the court of public opinion and thumbs up or thumbs down him as we decide his fate. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. You need a new vehicle. Maybe you don't even know exactly what you're looking for. Do I want something completely new? Maybe go with something used. Well, why don't you just go see our friends over there on Alpha Airline and Goodwood at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. The sales staff is excellent. They can line you up with an answer that fits your needs. Like, I remember one time I went in there, I need a new car, but all I had was a number, right? It's like, this is all I can afford at the time. Ended up leasing a Camry, and it was great. It was the perfect answer for me and my family at that time. So you find your perfect answer by going to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge or allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
And they're going to have an answer for you because they have, well, so many different things available. Like T-Bob said, like they found their answer, you'll find yours as well. Midsize SUV, full-size, Sienna minivan, sedan, truck, hybrid, you name it, they've got it. Buying new, leasing, and renting, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. NBA Draft Round 1 in the books, and baseball transfer portal continues to churn. Plus, we'll talk to Luke Johnson on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Actually kind of crazy, y'all. I doubt that we've ever had a segment like the one we're going to do at 8 a.m. The NCAA actually made what I believe to be 3 W rule changes yesterday. Like 3 rule changes that actually make sense. 3 rule changes that look at the setting as it is and seek to operate within the realities of that setting instead of trying to fight against reality. Again, we'll get there at 8 a.m., but some potentially bigger than others, but still, I think like for once we're actually to say, hey, good job NCAA. This is like the most forward-thinking and modern thing that you've done in a long time. Before we get to the Schlossnagle real quick, how do y'all feel about raw dogging flights? Because there seems to be an internet trend here where I don't know if, it's easy to lie about this because not like we have a live feed of these cats, but there appears to be something new where people are challenging themselves to sit on an airplane with no entertainment, no headphones on. If you have a TV, you're just supposed to look at the GPS of the plane flying slowly but surely, the graphic. And you got people bragging about raw dogging 7-hour flights, 15-hour flights. One guy talking about he didn't even have any water during his. How, in general, what's your initial reaction to raw dogging flights?
A couple of things. That's psychotic behavior. That's
one.
one.
Little bit, yeah.
The second, it's not true. Nobody's doing that. They're just doing.
Somebody definitely has. I agree with you that a lot of people are lying for clout. They're just taking a picture of the GPS screen.
Themselves looking straight.
Yes. But I do think some people probably are out there doing this.
And it goes back to one. Psychotic behavior.
Is it gritty behavior?
No, not really.
It's pretty tough. It's pretty
dumb,
You're
too.
sitting there with your brain, all your intrusive thoughts. You're becoming a master of it's very mindful. You're becoming a master of your own domain.
Like the gritty performance would be to watch like Chuck Norris.
I don't know. Chuck Norris is way too entertaining, though. That's not gritty. That's comfortable.
I don't know. Chuck Norris pretty gritty.
Look, I've seen Sidekicks 100 times. That is not an exaggeration. Sidekicks. Me and my brother used to watch Sidekicks every summer, probably about 20 times a summer at Toledo Bend. I freaking love Sidekicks. That said, it's comfortable. That's easy. What's hard is raw dogging a plane. Okay? It's a lot of playing.
A lot of playing. I can't get behind this, okay? It may be, I don't know. We don't travel often. We have 5 children, but, when we do, like, I'm going to get the most out of this experience.
Yeah.
If you come by and you ask me, do I want pretzels, cookies,
give
drink,
me both.
All of them.
Give me both.
I'm going to ask for both.
I'm going to ask for both. Hopefully I get them.
And hopefully, like, maybe I can wink at you and you're going to give me both. I don't know. Hopefully. I'm going to watch a movie. I'm going to do it all.
I like getting and I never drink, like, soda, really, just because I don't know. But I love getting an ice cold Coke. Ice cold can of Coke on the plane. So good. So tasty. What about you young cats? Y'all have any desire to raw dog flights for clout?
No, I told you. Victoria actually explained to me what this was when we were flying home from
What
Montana.
raw dogging was?
Yeah.
This far into the marriage?
No, in terms of just flight.
Oh, okay.
And she was like, "You're almost raw dogging this flight." I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't have a carry-on or anything like that." She goes, "Well, you can't watch a movie or anything." I was like, "This is a 3-hour flight. That's not happening." We sat there, we watched her iPad, but like she had to explain to me what it was. I hadn't heard of
so
it
you
until,
did
like,
end up watching something though.
Yeah.
You almost accidentally raw dogged a flight.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
How close am I to raw dogging if all I've been bringing is a book? No headphones, no nothing else. I don't know why. I can't find any of my
I don't think it's like
You're
any
close.
form of entertainment.
You're close, but you're still not there.
But I'm still not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about like?
Yeah, you've got a little moisture.
Can you nap on the flight?
I don't. I mean, I can't help it. Nowadays, every time I fly, I just pass the hell out.
Well, our flight
like
from-
so uncomfortably too. Like, it's like I'm like so crammed up. My neck's like jammed against the front of me. I'm drooling everywhere.
Can y'all imagine T-Bob coming down the aisle?
It's a bad feeling.
And you know that there's only middle seats left. And
It's a bad
you just see
feeling.
him coming.
I can see the fear in people's eyes.
Our connector was Dallas to New Orleans. It was an hour and 3 minutes. So, like, I didn't pull out any entertainment on that flight or whatever, but I mean, I just closed my eyes and rested. I was like, by the time we pull out the iPad, we get the cruising altitude.
Raw dogging and
we're about
no
to
pulling
land.
out. A dangerous combination there, Tay-Tay. You may end up like us before long here. A little one running around. Alondra, any thoughts on raw dogging flights before we move on?
Well, I'll tell you this. One time I forgot my headphones, and I went and I bought expensive headphones at the airport.
And
they got you.
And it's the
got
classic
me. airport
tax.
Yeah.
Where
and they're not good headphones.
Nope.
I gave them to Brittany because she needed some.
Anything that they know that you need, it's like a concert. It's like buying beers at the Superdome. They're just they're gonna raw dog you.
Yeah,
in some ways.
I will not be raw dogging.
Scott Nice, I'm having a panic attack at the thought of this. Yeah, go hard or go home. Says maybe I should raw dog my flight from ATL to Vegas.
No.
Might be a good luck charm to end the week 1 losing streak. I agree. Go hard or go home. We are officially now tied to you. If you do this, LSU will guaranteed beat USC in Vegas. If you break and you put on headphones or you fall asleep or you watch even 5 minutes of Napoleon, we're not going to win. Okay? And honestly, I tried watching Napoleon in about 5 minutes is probably all it's going to hold your interest.
That was the movie that we put on the way. I think I got 10 to 15 minutes in and I
feel
turned it off.
so bad. I've never wanted to like a movie so
awful.
much, and it just not clicked with me at all.
It just started.
I love Joaquin
It just
Phoenix.
started
I
in
love
the middle
Joaquin
of it.
Phoenix. I love Ridley Scott a lot of times. I love Ridley Scott, especially when he's playing in history.
Yeah.
Like the duel, the Last Duel is one of like my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, it's great.
No, it's bad.
Costumes are incredible. Set design, but my God, it is boring.
We got 10 minutes in, and Victoria's like, can we turn this off? It's like, yes, we can.
You would rather raw dog a flight than watch
yes,
Napoleon.
we turned Napoleon off after 10 minutes.
Sad. Aggietip Baton Rouge, AggietipBR.com, AggietipBR.com for all your AC, heating, and electrical needs. You want to go to Aggietip. Look, they give you that service to the highest degree, and that's not just lip service. It's incredible the links that Aggietip will go to make sure that your job is taken care of correctly. That is why they have such high reviews with thousands of reviews. It's why they've been so successful over the years, is because, again, it's a customer experience that, well, quite frankly, if you've never used them, I think you're going to be blown away. And with storm season here, if you want to look at like a whole home generator so that you don't lose power, maybe you're an outdoorsman, you got like a freezer full of meat or something, well, you can keep it all safe. Get that free professional estimate today from Aggietip on how exactly these home generator would work out, or just have them out for all your AC, heat, and electrical needs. Again, to Aggietip Baton Rouge, AggietipBR.com. Do you really watch the flight tracker that closely, Alondra?
I look at it like the whole time.
Why?
I don't know. I just want
It's
to
like
know where
when
I'm at.
it's like when you're working out or you're like running or something and you're doing like a timed run. It's like try to avoid the clock at all costs.
Yeah. I just like to know where I am, and I like to see how far until I get off this plane.
Oof.
Like, I'm just looking forward to getting off the plane the entire time I'm on the plane.
Yeah. I mean, generally I'm looking forward to getting off as well, but I don't know. I got to try to stay kind of present more during the flights or just ignore it. All right, let's play a little Schlossnagle sound. So we all know how he freaked out on the reporter and he acted all offended about the question that was asked. Here is his apology to journalist Richard Zane.
I was asked a question after our game the other night. We're playing for the national championship. And as I said in my press conference when I took the A&M job, there would never be a time that I wasn't invested in that program. And there never was a time I wasn't invested. I gave when I say our staff, we gave everything we possibly could to win that last ball game. And when the game ended, I want to publicly apologize to Richard Zane from TexAgs. He's a young reporter. He asked the question. That was an obvious question. I wish I could have answered that better. But in the moment, 30 minutes after the last pitch, all I could think about was our players. And I really wasn't in the mood to talk about myself or the future. So I apologize for that to Richard.
Of course you weren't in the mood. You knew the next day you were going to be publicly announced as the Texas coach. So in chess, there's this fascinating thing, Jake, where you can the best move, the move that will win you the game is right in front of you. Mm-hmm. You miss it, you make an innocuous move that doesn't seem like it changes anything, but then all of a sudden, the next time you're up, you go to make that, you see the good move, you go to make that move, and for some reason, it's just too late. And that's what this reminds of. He literally tried to pull all I could think about, the exact line that we said he should, right? Look, right now, man, all I can think about is my players and the pain going on in that locker room. We had a hell of a season, and I just need to reflect on that, right? Like the exact line that he could have, he just did it too late. He tried to move, but the moment had already passed. The bishop had gone to C4. It no longer was relevant. It no longer wins you the game. I award you no points for this Ansel Schlossnagle. All you could think about were those players and how not only, maybe that's true, because he was thinking about how not only did they lose a natty, but they also lost a head coach and they had no idea. And he's been knowing for weeks that they had lost a head coach.
So you go to chess, I go to Cedric the Entertainer and Kings of Comedy. He's like, you gonna ask me in front of my family, dog? In front of everybody? You just gonna ask me that? Even that would have been better than what he said and what he did. And we're not even talking, and we'll get there eventually, but not for a while. The conversation, if I'm Texas, I want it to be about how we are coming into the SEC ready to go. We just stole our bitter rivals coach who just played for a national championship, who just played really well in the SEC. We're going to the SEC. We got our guy. We're about to go win a lot of games. That would be the conversation. We'd be talking about Del Conte hitting a home run with his hire and laughing at the Aggies if you're Texas because we got your coach and who are you going to get now this late in the game? All those things. Now we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. We're talking about the way he just fumbled it as bad as you possibly could fumble it.
PR matters. I also think it's a bit rich how Snakel is he throws in that line about Richard Zane being a young reporter. Yeah. Almost as if the question was wrong, right? And that it was just the hubris of youth. Hey, dummy. It was it's not the wrong question. You were literally going to Texas. You're right when you say it was an obvious question. It was the absolute correct question. It was not heartless. It was not emotionless. It was a journalist doing his job exactly as he should. You'd been going to Texas for a while. There'd been so much smoke in the street, and he had you nailed to rights, and you got defensive and you got angry. So, apology not accepted. Like Jake said, you've ruined what should have been a victory lap for Texas, and now instead, nobody will cheer for Schlossnagle. Except for Texas fans. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't even care about him before any of this. I never really thought twice about it. So I had no animus towards him. I had no emotion towards him, positive or negative. I now want him to fail so hard at Texas that it becomes shameful. I want him to fail to the point of shame. And you know what the dumbest part about it is? I completely understand why he took the job. It's his boy. He thinks it's a more attractive job. Him and Chris Del Conte are obviously super, super tight. Yeah. He's getting paid more. I completely understand why he took the job. He just really screwed up on the exit. And also, look, there can be coexisting truths. Something can be a hoe move and the right move at the same time. And I always use the hypothetical of, if you were going to pay me triple, I'd go do Alabama radio. Yeah. Undeniable home move, but probably for my family, the right move, right? So, I get it, but you should have handled it better, Snakel. And, I hope you suck. I don't think we need to get any more of this press conference, but I just wanted to see what he had to say about the players. I love how everything goes back to the players, as he left them at the altar and made them find out on X that he was leaving. Crazy.
And so now, which I'm sure we'll get into, is a mass exodus. Now, some of those players are going to end up in Austin, Texas. Not all of them are, and it's everybody.
Come on down to Baton Rouge, y'all. Come on now. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you're injured, get a free consult now by going on the website, getgordon.com, and filling out the form. Or if you get in an accident, just call them and get somebody who's going to stand up to the big insurance companies, get you what you deserve. They cover a plethora of different accidents. Again, getgordon.com has everything you need in terms of what they can help you out with. Also, follow Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys on social media at GetGordon, where you'll see great content with your favorite athletes and members of the G team, as Gordon McKernan looks to be a key piece in pushing LSU athletics to the top. Get Gordon, get it done.
GetGordon.com is the website. Like T said, you can do a lot of things. Past client results, cases they can handle for you. Consultation can get set up on the website. You can ask them a question on the website. You can also pick up the phone, your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR. Round 1 of the NBA draft in the books. We'll talk about how the Pelicans fared, preview the rest of the draft, and the latest in college baseball's transfer portal. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota Minnesota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Blap, blap. Welcome back, OTB. Ryan Brack says A&M left with no coaches, 7 or 8 players in the portal, another half dozen graduating, portal closing soon, and no one at the wheel to even recruit. A&M's going to be terrible next year. I mean, the timing of it, really, Jake, you would be hard-pressed if we were to sit there and plan out, okay, what is the absolute worst time that we could do something like this? I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to write something worse, right?
I think so, yeah. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday, and everybody's like, oh, no, you get extra time if your coach leaves. Like, yeah, but you only have those 2 schools that get the extra time. Like, everybody else needs to be in the portal by a certain date. And also, how many people has LSU already taken out of the portal? How many have many others
I want to say
already?
Yeah, I mean, what are they up to? 8 or 9?
Right.
And that's just LSU. I think 11 have left. Yeah. So, I mean, yes, like the majority of the roster work in horse trading has already been done. And now, you have to go hire someone. And then they have to get there and be like, okay, this is what I have, and how do I learn how to pitch this place, and who can I go grab?
Like whoever they left, well, let's just, for whatever. Let's say, Tom Walter's the guy. Whoever. Those players, like, they only have a couple more days to enter the portal. Like, if they want to follow their coach with them. Like, whoever, like, it is. Like, wherever they come from, like, who, doesn't matter. Well, those players, they got to make a quick decision because if their coach is going to leave, but if they want to go to their landing spot. So they'll get the extra time, but if they want to go to their landing spot, they've got to make a quick decision on where they're going to go. And so the timing of it for everybody is just not great. It never was going to be. And Texas A&M's got to act fast right now, and they have to make sure that they don't act too fast, right? They don't just panic move and go get somebody. Like, they got to make sure it's the right person. With everything they have going on with their baseball program, they're also building a lot of new things for the baseball program there. So you don't have a lot of time. You are speed dating at its finest, trying to navigate the transfer portal. And so, depending on which coach takes the A&M job, because I fully expect them to steal someone else's coach, and then those players have to make a decision. It's going to be fast forward here for a couple of days.
Yeah. So Jace Lavalette and Gavin Gravahak, I always screw up the H and the V in his name, but whatever. I get dyslexic with it.
Bob, out of baby, it's a boy.
No, I know, but I always want to say Gravahak. I don't know why.
You don't know.
Well, no, I actually do. I'm saying I'm cognizant of the fact that I'm saying it wrong. So I actually do know, Alondra. Okay, words matter.
And you're getting very aggressive.
Words matter. So they enter the portal. They're now ranked as the number 1 and 2 players in the portal, according to 6-4 Analytics. Jake McKeever, who is a college baseball media member, tweeting yesterday, expect Jace to LSU. Gavin, I'm not so sure he's leaving A&M. Now, Lavalette was committed to LSU to Paul Maneri, correct?
Yes.
So there could be some connective tissue there that would maybe lead him to South Carolina potentially. Now he's already seen LSU and obviously going to be familiar with him. So if he's committed to that school, there's going to be connective tissue there. Alondra, you're saying that you think he might follow Nolan Cain to Texas.
That's just like a couple of people I've seen on the internet have said that. It's not like a set in stone thing. Because the reason why he committed to Paul was because of Nolan Cain. And then he followed Nolan Cain to Texas A&M.
That would make sense.
And there were some players like Hayden Schott. He was tweeting yesterday to hire. Like they were like, Texas A&M, do the right thing, hire Nolan Cain. And it's like Nolan is already in Austin.
Yeah, he was wearing burnt orange at the press conference.
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems
These
like
players really got blindsided, man.
Yeah, they did. And also it just seems like they really liked Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nolan Cain put together the number 1 recruiting class in the country when he was at LSU. He is one of the best recruiters. Yeah, I mean that is understandable. I wonder when somebody will give him that first big shot. Yeah, look, I don't know. I don't know who LSU ends up getting. What I do know is that Jay is going to do everything he can to land some of these guys. A lot of roster to choose from there.
And just because it's a really good player too, doesn't necessarily mean it's in LSU's plans. Like you take a look at what LSU has in the outfield. Now you got to be smart about it if you think you can get something better. But you look at what LSU has in the outfield. We've talked about it all season. It's their strength, and so there's a third baseman from A&M.
You got to go get one of those
right?
two third basemen.
Maybe that's where you put most of your resources into. So I mean, I trust Jay to still be very smart in roster management and building the roster. And sure. I mean, you put a flyer out there for all the great players, but how much do you put into each and every player? Well, that's going to be depending on what position you feel like is the biggest need for you.
God, if you could get Grahovic there at third. I didn't even think about that position. That'd be massive. Although Lavalette is the caliber of player where you don't care. Like roster, like if he wants to come to LSU, you take him and you figure out everything else afterwards, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
that is not everybody.
You put a flyer out there.
But I agree with you on resource management. You only have so many hours in the day, so much money. Maybe you invest your resources a bit differently when it comes to exactly how you're going to prioritize your own hierarchy.
And look, we don't know what Michael Braswell is going to do, but we know we need a third baseman.
Yeah, exactly.
So get one of those two.
All right, when we get back here on OTB, a huge stoppage time today. A lot of footy to get to.
A lot of footy.
Coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
GoTommies.com. That's the website for Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Shout out my neighbor, Reagan. He was talking to me in the neighborhood yesterday. He had Tommy's out to the house. No, he met him in at a business function. But, I mean, he echoed everything that I'm always telling you about Tommy, man. His charisma, his attention to detail, the intensity that he approaches every single job with. That's why Tommy's has been so successful since he started it 7 years ago after 20 years in this business. 27 years of experience now total. So if you need a hardy plank or vinyl siding, you need wood or vinyl windows, you need any type of door, you need Tommy's. GoTommies.com, GEAUX Tommies.com.
And once you get there, click on Gallery. It's going to show you what they can do for you in your home. Now you can get as custom as you want as well. They can do custom jobs. They can do any job that you need. GoTommies.com, GEAUX Tommies.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Ingram joins us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl, Oyster Bar, and Town Square Pizza. Both Dwayne Colucci and Randy McKay join the show tomorrow, and we'll take a look back at what happened in the NBA draft. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I'm going down, baby, your street in the rain. Come on.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Shout out Country Grammar. 24 years ago, you said, Jake?
Yes.
Wow. 2001. Nelly.
24 years ago was 2000.
2000. Wow. Nelly.
I mean, great album.
Great album.
I mean,
banger after banger
just
after banger.
Never
one after
forget.
another, one after another.
The fish don't fry in the kitchen.
They don't.
And the beans don't burn on the grill.
Nope.
But it took a whole lot of charayin.
Yep.
Just to get up that hill.
Just to get up there.
Unfortunately, that's kind of Tennessee's story in the climb to Cincinnati. God, still not happy that happened. Also, I hope they don't poach any of these A&M players.
They will.
Yeah, I know. It's frustrating. Oh, well, here's Tobin J. Johnson. It's time for some footy as Jake brings you a little global in stoppage time.
For Clubbing Country. And just about 90 seconds. This is stoppage time on Off the Bench.
All right, we have a lot to get to. Okay, so in the Euros, the UEFA European Championship, you had Slovakia and Romania 1-1.
Hell yeah.
Little draw there. The Ukraine and Belgium, little 0-0 draw, okay? So
exciting.
Yeah, not the most exciting game for Ukraine and Belgium. Belgium has just been limping into the round of 16. You had Georgia beat Portugal 2-0.
I told you yesterday, Portugal, 0 SEC championships, okay? Bulldogs remain hot. Largest upset in Euro history, 2-0. Yep. 74th ranked team beating the 6th ranked team. I looked it up. That'd be like South Florida beating a full-strength Florida State last year and beating them badly. Shout out Georgia making it to the Sweet 16.
That's the second time we've had the biggest upset in Euro history. Also,
this tournament.
Portugal did rest like all of their players except Ronaldo, and they brought Ronaldo off about 55 minutes in. But it doesn't matter. It still happened.
Look, you can make all the excuses you want, but the bottom line, Georgia remains hot.
All right,
now.
2-1 Turkey over Czechia. And yes, that is the way they want you to say it now. It is no longer Turkey in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I like them, you know. It does close down all of my ham jokes.
Yeah,
but
that's how they want you to say it now. And Czechia, and no longer the Czech Republic. They'll accept it, but they want you to say it that way, and so that's the way we're going to say it. And
yeah, absolutely.
2-1. Actually, it was a pretty fun match.
So what, coming up tonight, we got a little USA action?
Oh, well, hold on. Before we get there, we need to lay out what happened last night in Copa America. Ecuador takes down Jamaica 3-1, and then...
I knew this was coming.
Oh, no.
I knew this was coming.
Mexico must have lost.
Venezuela 1. Mexico, nada. None. 0. Zilch.
Is Venezuela bad?
They're not great.
Really?
They're not great.
I feel like they should
They're
be
okay.
good.
They're okay. They're
I guess
okay.
economic collapses don't necessarily beget good.
Mexico
I mean, you'd think they'd be a little gritty.
Yeah, I mean they probably are. But
Mexico's in some real trouble here, Bo.
Dang.
They got a match against Ecuador,
My
and
people.
they better get some points. They better hope some other things
I need them
happen.
to get it together.
somewhere out there, Danny's crying.
Let's go against Ecuador.
Danny and Alondra, you can cry on each other's shoulders.
Yeah.
Where is Danny these days?
God
New
only
Orleans.
knows.
Well, all around, but he's
Yeah.
still based out of New Orleans. I saw him a couple weeks ago when I went and did the podcast that doesn't exist with Hold the Man.
Yeah, allegedly it happened. Coming up tonight in Copa America, you've got Panama and the United States. That's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the Fighting T-Bob A-Bears. And then you got Uruguay and Bolivia. That's going to be in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
I mean, we should smash Panama, right?
Should.
We need
minus 240 on the money line.
We need some international restitution after Japan kicked our ass in actual American football yesterday.
Yeah, who's playing for the United States, though? That doesn't matter. It's not
we'll
during
get
stoppage
there.
time. We'll get there a little bit later on. So, end of the story is Mexico, you suck. USA, go get a win tonight.
Yeah.
There you go. Stoppage time.
Berhalter, I love him.
Until we don't.
No, why do all he's done is win? Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Trash Rangers, TrashRangerLLC.com. Hey, listen up. Look, again, Ascension Livingston Parish, your trash needs, hit up TrashSignup.com. They'll get you right. They're reliable. They're more efficient. They text you the night before. If you are a business owner, though, and you have waste management needs, you like some front load dumpsters, right? And you need them taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week. Trash Rangers understands that every business and their needs are unique and they're local again, and they can work with you to find solutions for whatever you need. And that's anywhere. Baton Rouge Parish, anywhere. So again, TrashRangersLLC.com. Call them up today. Trash Rangers.
So, if you're one of the lucky ones, right? Ascension, Livingston, surrounding parishes that you can have the little red can out there. I mean, why would you not? You have reliable weekly service, no hidden fees, weekly text reminders, but also roll-off dumpsters, 3 different sizes, home or business, anywhere in the area. TrashRangersLLC.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be, where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, June 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 93. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll talk about NCAA football coaching staff rule changes, and we'll discuss the latest with the New Orleans Saints. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, it worked. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, hour number 2. Steve, Jacob, Lantra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Taylor, fresh back from Montana, where he was in Yellowstone.
In Big Ten country.
Did you see the geyser?
Which one?
I don't know.
Yeah, so
there's like
all of
one
them, but
big
you're probably
geyser,
talking
right?
about Old Faithful.
In
Yes, I
Yellowstone,
did.
isn't it supposed to like kill us all one day?
I was not given that information, but
Like
I
a
did
super
see it.
volcano?
I saw the geyser.
Did it blow up while you were there?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got a video of it. It was cool.
Hell yeah. It's kind of hot.
No, like I said, pretty moderate temperatures the whole time.
Did you have any Revenant-like experiences? Did you get attacked and or assaulted by a bear?
No, we saw some bears, but we were in the vehicle the whole time, so it didn't get assaulted.
So how's that work? You just drive through the park? Did you go hike through the park? Did you go camping?
So you drive through the
glamping?
park, and they have the signs labeled like, hey, stop here if you want to see this, if you want to see that. You just pull in, get out. Some of them have hiking trails. Some of them are just like overlooks if it's like a waterfall or a valley or something like that. So a lot of different things you can do.
Just beautiful.
Yeah, very nice.
Did you run into like a man versus bear situation where you had to pick? Victoria did for sure. She was like, do I want to stay with Taylor or do I want to go with the bear?
So we see.
I still think that, well, whatever. We don't need to rehash
It was a mama bear and 2 baby bears.
Ooh.
So like it wasn't,
that's
a
dangerous.
super sketchy situation.
No, that's sketchy. That's
wait,
the sketchy.
Wait, I'm so confused. To my understanding, that is the sketchiest situation you could be in.
We were in a vehicle and we pulled over and saw them, and they were like on the other side of the road.
You don't think a bear can knock that vehicle over?
No, this was a massive vehicle. Absolutely
Bears
not.
are massive too.
Bear MILF? Yes or no?
How
many?
She was pretty thick. She was pretty thick.
Yeah.
2 little baby bears with her. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No,
Where was
I'll
Dad?
say yeah. Sure.
I hope Dad was out hunting. I hope he didn't leave them.
I haven't seen a lot of bears, but so it's sad. We saw a couple, like, I guess they're just called black bears.
Yeah.
And it was a mom and 2 babies as well. So a lot of single mothers out there in the bear world.
Why are bears monogamous? Like, I know penguins are. Penguins are very romantic, right?
Yeah.
They bring pebbles to their lovers.
Yeah.
They have one lover. They're like really
So
just
cute.
they're about their wife or husband. Do we know about bear habits? Are they monogamous or are they polygamous?
No idea.
Looking it up now.
Thank you.
They're not monogamous.
God, freaking knew it. these grizzlies just running around, raw dogging anything in sight.
Okay, they're serial monogamous. They have one mate at a time, but they have several a year.
That doesn't sound like monogamy.
It's serial monogamy.
So if I want to explain to my wife why I'm cheating on her constantly, I just explain, no, I'm a serial monogamist.
Yeah.
I'm only cheating on you with one person at a time.
Right.
For like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the next person for 2 weeks. And the next person for 2 weeks.
I don't make the rules.
God. Them bear men, they really figured it out. Yep. No, that sounds awful, actually. Can't ever put your roots down. It's having to form new relationships constantly. Like one girl likes blueberries, the next loves salmon, and you sitting here, you're like, I like trout. Where's my girl that likes trout? Oh, I got her for 2 weeks. Now she's gone. Guess I'm just going to go scratch my back on this tree some more. God. So many kids to keep track of, multiple different. It sounds awful.
Got to go to my Charmin photo shoot.
Oh, God. Well done.
I will say there are probably few things as satisfying in the animal kingdom than being a big bear and scratching your back on a tree. I mean, I do it as a human. Like that corner in the studio right here, that little post right there. Oh, you got a back itch? Perfect for just getting up there and rubbing it out.
Well, you are a bear.
That's I mean, there we go.
Well done.
Look at us. See, guys, now we're cooking. Okay,
Yeah,
we are
yesterday
on
was
fire.
bad.
We are on fire right now. Yesterday was not bad.
Yes, it
This is better though. Speaking of not bad and better, the NCAA, I think, with 3 rule changes, Jake, that again I would describe as W's, which is rare for the NCAA nowadays, if not nearly non-existent. So the first one, and I think easily the biggest one, is that the NCAA has approved a rule change that will allow all football staff members to provide coaching instruction during practice and games. So, of course, the teams have built up these massive shadow staffs, but up to this point, you've only been allowed a maximum of 11 countable coaches, right? Now, because of this, you had a lot of bending of the rules, right, of people kind of coloring outside the lines, trying to find ways to get other coaches involved to try to gain advantages. Well, the NCAA yesterday says, quote, moving forward, any staff member may provide technical and tactical instruction to student athletes during practice and competition. And so my immediate reaction when I see this rule change first is who figures it out? Who figures out how to best manage a situation to get an advantage? And my other reaction was like, this makes sense because you might be tempted to think like, well, what isn't this just going to behoove like the teams that hire 1,000 coaches? Because now every player can have a coach. But it's like, no, at a certain point, you get law of diminishing returns where no, like if you have 1 million coaches out there, too many cooks, too many chefs in the kitchen or whatever, right? Like too many chiefs. It's a classic leadership thing. So I don't think I don't think that it's a situation where just more is better. Yeah. But I do think there's going to be unique ways of managing the roster again during practice and on game day to gain an advantage over others. So it's interesting to me because somebody's going to figure out the best practice and will gain an advantage because of it. And I wonder who that's going to be.
Well, let's be honest. The coaches that aren't supposed to coach for a long time have been coaching.
Exactly, which is and for some schools that was like, well, what the hell, man? Like we're sitting here following the rules, they're not, and they feel like they're falling behind.
And then when like they got word the compliance was coming in the building, they're like, code red, go away, don't talk to the player. But it's been happening. Now, here's where this rule I think is going to benefit the ones that, to your point, and it's a great point, the ones that handle it the best, because not every big school is going to be able to handle it. But on game day, because on game day, everyone's out there. Compliance was out there. You couldn't talk to the player.
Yeah.
You had to be a certain place on the field. Now you don't have to have that. Like how much responsibility is, Coach X going to get on game day? What can he do for you on game day? Is he going to be another set of eyes? Is it going to be too much? Are they going to be like, hey, no, he's got 3 voices in his head right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to figure that out. I agree with you. It's not just that the biggest schools with the most money are going to benefit off this. if we bring in somebody to be an analyst that can now coach just like he was a normal coach, okay, that's great, but what does he bring to the table? How much can we trust this person? What is going to be his role? So, like, you have to figure all of that out. It's not just cut and dry. Yep, A&M's got the most money. They're going to benefit the most from this.
So I'm glad that you mentioned, too, the Code Red thing, right? Because this has been happening in practice settings and teams. So this is kind of the theme that we're going to talk about with these 3 rule changes it's an accepting of the realities, right? Instead of swimming upstream, shout out Bears, instead of swimming upstream and trying to fight reality, this is the NCAA saying, you know what? This is kind of already going on.
Yeah.
Let's accept it and let's operate within those realities. Now, for what it's worth, recruiting, there are still limitations. You still have the same staff size recruiting. So this does not mean that you can send 40 coaches out to go
God, that sounds awful.
Anywhere that you need.
Having like 7 coaches come to your house.
I mean, it'd be if you would have changed and allowed limitless recruiting, then that would give a distinct advantage to the largest staffs, and that would be ridiculous. I mean, it would be crazy the amount of coaches that somebody like Alabama would send out to different houses. Here's what one source said: instead of micromanaging and some people trying to abuse it, let's just allow it. Point to diminishing returns. As we talk about, you can't have 100 coaches out there. So again, who figures it out? Chaos is a ladder. I wonder who that's going to be that's going to gain an advantage, and maybe it even like translates to like a win or a loss this upcoming season. The NCAA also voted to remove cannabinoids from the banned drug class for championships and postseason participation in football. Again, a smart move. The reality is these drug tests was it this show that we talked about that just randomly a day or two ago? Maybe it was Snaps, but basically just talking about how crazy it was. I can't remember how we got on the subject, but how crazy it was that weed was still on these tests when it is not a performance enhancer. Like we know for a fact.
The opposite.
No, I mean, it's now, if anything, yes, we've learned that it helps with like recovery and like health and all sorts of stuff like that.
Relaxation.
It stops you from drinking a lot of times, but whatever. The point is, it's like undeniably not a performance enhancer. And that's actually what you're trying to catch here. And, that was the exact reason that they used. This is a quote from an NCAA representative. Quote, the NCAA drug testing program is intended to focus on integrity of competition, and cannabis products do not provide a competitive advantage. The council's focus is on policies centered on student-athlete health and well-being rather than punishment for cannabis use. How about that? And now, if you are a player that, because how the NCAA tests work, it exists independently of the team. If you fail one of those, you're out for a calendar year.
Yeah.
Remember, we saw that with the Christian Fulton go through that. Yeah. And so now, if you're a player that's serving time already, serving a suspension, you're free. You're done.
Yeah.
Suspension up. Again, so logical. So level-headed.
You've seen professional sports leagues do. I mean, they've done this years ago.
But it's like, I guess my expectations were so low for the NCAA at this point that I just didn't expect them to be this forward-thinking.
Be this cool. Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's kind of cool. Kind of a cool move.
So the NCAA doesn't have any power anymore. I think we all know that. And things that always kind of made sense to us, like we're talking about here, like, look, these coaches are out there. If you're going to allow 79 blue polos in the Florida team picture, let those guys coach at least.
I didn't even think about how excited Napier is.
Billy Napier. I mean, he 6 to midnight straight as soon as he heard the noise.
Man.
And then this as well. So, yeah, they don't have any power anymore. So they're finally actually doing things that make sense, things that have already really been taking place. So, yeah, they're trying to be the cool kid on the street, even though we kind of know that you're the narc.
And I get it. They were like you're saying, a loss of their power makes them more malleable and more open to stuff like this. But I will still give credit where credit's due. And those are 2 smart changes. Here's a 3rd smart change: early signing day. Now the first week of December. Bam, there you go. Remember, we went through the postseason schedule. Playoffs started like the 15th.
Yeah.
Or the 20th, somewhere around there.
21st.
Okay, 21st. So you get all your recruiting hay in the barn. Early signing days the first week of December. There is then a December quiet period as to not interfere with the playoffs and national championship where nobody's allowed to recruit. So if you're a team who you are in the playoffs, you're not going to be getting a competitive disadvantage there. They've also created a new dead period, Jake, starting July 1st, where there will be a 31-day dead period, giving coaches chances to not have to worry about recruiting and solely and simply focus on getting ready for the season ahead. And they've also expanded the January contact period after that December quiet period ends. Again, looking at the situation, what are the realities? Let's operate within those realities. Early signing day being the first week of December is a absolute W change for all parties involved. The players, the coaches, the schools. It gives you a really exciting news cycle right after the season ends, which is kind of interesting. And then it bridges the gap until the playoffs begin and everybody gets hyped up. So yeah, I think these are all fantastic changes. Now, the cannabinoids and the coaching goes into play immediately. Do you know if the early signing day goes into play immediately? I'm assuming yes, but I didn't see it written for sure.
I would assume that it did, just because you have changes now in your calendar with the new playoffs. So I would assume that's why they did it.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Just to make it make sense with the new calendar.
So good job, NCAA. Like I said, credit where credit's due. All these coaches now going to be allowed to operate as they should. And really, that's the most impactful one. Again, the same way that Nick Saban gained an advantage over the entire rest of the country by first figuring out like how to build out shadow staff and the benefits of it. Or I always think about like the same way that Mel Tucker caught lightning in a bottle and was ahead of the curve on the transfer portal and rode that thing to a great year at Michigan State. Who will figure out how best to manage these new staffs and what you're allowed to do? In 2011, dude, we were coached by Josh Dorosic, a player, because, oh my God, why am I blanking right now? Coach got sick. Coach Stud, our line coach, moves to OC. And then Ensminger was kind of on game day be at like both O-line and tight end, but mainly it was Josh. Now you could just have another guy. What?
Craigthorpe.
Thank you. God, I had Coach Croton stuck in my head. Yes, Coach Craigthorpe, who I loved dearly. Great coach. But yeah, we were actually coached by a player because of these limitations. Now, something like that would never have to happen. So good job, NCAA. Proud of you. Now, I would imagine if you're LSU, do you change your own drug testing policy? Right? Like you gotta stop testing for weed now at this point.
What do we do?
It's legalized. LSU used to grow it. Somebody told me the other day that Jeff Landry basically now hooked up one of his homies so that they no longer have the contract. But LSU used to grow it. It's crazy that you're testing for it like that.
Yes. I mean, this has been something for a long time. I mean, you go back over a decade now where states have legalized it. It's not what you once thought it was. Let's don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's push that to the side. There's other things that probably need to be worried about more. I'll say that.
All right, when we get back, let's get to a little Saints talk here on OTB. Keep it locked. 1045.
Taylor's back.
YouTube.com/1045 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Coleman Roofing and Construction. ColemanRoof.com is the website. Coleman Roofing and Construction is the most reliable, the most respected, and the most complete roofing company in Louisiana. Okay? They can do any type of roof. They have certified installers for all the major brands of terracotta, New Orleans, whatever. They can do any size job, commercial or residential. So if you're like developing entire neighborhoods, whatever, they can handle that. The construction portion means they'll fix your interior as well. If a tree falls on your home, you get water damage, anything like that, they'll fix the inside and the roof, and they do anywhere in the state. So again, you want to go with the people that are the most complete, the most reliable, the most respected. You want Coleman Roof.
Go to the website, ColemanRoof.com. Coleman Roofing and Construction. Well, I say a one-stop shop. That's where the construction part comes in. But when you go to the website, top right corner of the site, it shows you where you can find them throughout the state of Louisiana. ColemanRoof.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and
a life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just required to patch it up to get to where you switch and learn more about what
Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Rouse's. NBA Draft Round 1 in the books, and baseball transfer portal continues to churn. Plus, we'll talk to Luke Johnson on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB.
Must be the money.
All I know is I'll take Hawk 2's Pooky over. That sounds so bad to say out loud, but I'll take whoever that Pooky is over the Pooky that you love, Alondra. The Instagram Pooky and whatever his name is.
Jet. His name is Jet.
Jet.
I have a sick obsession with Pooky and Jet.
So you don't feel that just awful thing that social media makes you feel, like that jealousy of like when they're just like, they're like on a whim or like, we weren't feeling good this week, and so I surprised Pooky and we're going to Paris.
No, I'm so happy for Pooky that she gets somebody like Jet to take her out to Paris and spoil her and call her beautiful all the time.
I'm just
out here looking for my own Jet.
I hate it. Yeah, 6'5", finance.
Yeah.
Blah blah.
Like I said, that
What
is
are y'all
not a lot
talking
to
about?
You don't know Pooky and Jet?
No. Pookie
You don't
and
need
Jet?
no
I sent
Pookie and
Pookie and Jet in the group chat a couple times.
It makes me feel real like jealousy. Like when people
Why?
talk to you about like the danger because
Pookie.
Yeah, I wish I was in a spot where financially I could be
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm
me
just gonna
too,
fly
but
to Paris
good
and
for
think, oh, I'm
them.
gonna buy my wife like this
Okay,
badass
you just went
purse
to Cabo
and necklace.
twice in like 2 months.
Yeah, I know.
That's very fair.
Somebody
And
else
you
was
went
talking
to
about
Vegas at the
Pookie and
Sphere.
Jet. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't recognize them, but that's
And you went to Florida.
I am not living a very fiscally responsible life right now. This is all true, and that's probably where some of this is coming from.
Okay, I
Shout
just
out Pookie and
Googled.
Jet.
Are we sure it's not? So which one's Pookie and which one's
Pookie's
Jet?
the girl, Jet's the guy.
Okay, are we sure it's not Pookie and Chad?
Yeah,
it
he's
looks,
very
he's
Chad.
very Chad.
Yeah.
He's very Chad.
Very Chad energy.
So like I'm not into Jet. I'm into like how he treats Pookie. I don't think he's attractive at all.
I think it sets really tough to live up to expectations.
It does.
For a lot of men out there.
I mean,
what
it's
year did Jet
unrealistic
graduate
for
Ole
sure.
Miss?
So actually, I will give Jet his credit. So of course, our girl Rivs has like, I don't know how she fell down these wormholes or what the exact connective tissue is, but she gave me the bios.
Yeah,
And
because he did a video.
he is apparently he was like valedictorian at Georgia.
Yeah.
So he's
Okay. Well, I
that's pretty damn impressive actually. I'll give him credit for that. But yeah.
I was going to go Ole Miss, and then my second choice was going to be UVA and then UGA. So
Yeah, UVA makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I'd have gone.
Even though secretly I would have loved to be like a little UVA boy, like mahogany halls,
Yeah.
like brown leaves, swoop haircut, probably like playing lacrosse.
Yeah, I feel like I probably would have been more like a Chris Long than what you're describing if I went to UVA.
But Chris Long, in college he still got down on some of that Virginia stuff.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. You can't go to Virginia and not get down on that Virginia stuff.
So yeah, I guess the sleeve didn't come until the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He probably had a little Cavalier in him, and then he goes to the NFL and he gets to live more of his Howie Long madness. But good on you, Pookie. But no, again, I want Hawk 2's Pookie. I wonder where that's again. That's not what it. That's not what I mean. I just want to know who
She
that
mentioned
is.
someone named Pookie in the video.
Yes, an ex-lover, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got over that real fast.
Even though she had some good homespun wisdom, right? What's the only way to get over someone? Get under another?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. I feel like you could hear a good old, like one of them, like the funny country grandparent definitely says that. And you're shocked. You're like, Mimi?
Mimi.
Oh,
God, no, Mimi.
You spicy, Mimi. You crazy girl.
Mimi lives in
Down the bayou.
Kishada, Louisiana, or down on the bayou.
My
One of the
Mimi
two.
lives in Sabine Parish, Bob. And she would not say that.
No, she would
to be
not.
painfully clear.
No, she would not. From the conversations I've had with her, no.
I apologize, Mimi, if you're listening.
Yes, we're sorry.
I did not mean to.
T-Bob's fault.
Oh wait, okay. This is something I wanted to bring up before we get into the Saints. Did y'all see the pictures of Dylan Carpenter making the rounds yesterday? Can you pull those up?
Yes, I did.
Preston Guy pointed this
where
out.
he's like swole?
Dude,
Yeah.
I barely even know who Dylan Carpenter is. Help me out here.
So, gosh, Denham Springs, Taylor?
Yep.
Yeah, Denham Springs High School. He was. He signed. He wasn't like a walk-on.
No, I know he's a Scully player.
Yeah.
But when he come, he's like a freshman last year. He
Yeah.
redshirted last
Yeah,
year.
edge rusher.
Edge rusher. This dude is freaking jacked. And I mean, we're talking like bordering on Daniil Hunter levels of jacked. Now, hopefully that will translate better in the college game than it did for Hunter.
Yeah.
There's probably not a bigger disconnect in college football history than what Daniil Hunter did in college versus what he did in the NFL. I mean, didn't he? What do you have? Like 3 sacks his entire time at LSU?
It's something
Like 2.5?
ridiculous. And now he's like on pace to be a top 10 all-time NFL sack leader.
Yeah. So hopefully Carpenter can translate some of those muscles a bit better on the college
I
level.
said that to Bobby often.
But I'll say this, dude. Is he related to Bobby?
Has to
Actually,
be.
Gotta be, dude.
Has to be.
Great
mustache too.
God. And how tall is he? He's probably like 6'4", 6'5". Bro. It's a strapping young lad.
Taylor, I mean, I know you're out of practice, but when we mention like Denham Springs, player, like you typically
why don't you
are
have
like,
more here?
actually, he's
Why don't you have more
6'4"
here?
and 3/4.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, I mean,
rusty?
first off, I don't like Denham, but yeah, he's about 6'4".
Why not?
Oh, he's from
Because
Santa
I
Monica.
went to Walker.
He's from
we
Santa
were,
Monica.
we were rivals.
Oh, okay.
Camille
Well, you should know
Chabot in the
everything
chat
about him.
saying he's from Santa Monica.
Okay. Same thing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, that is not the same thing.
Either way, look at those pythons, dude. Come on, Dylan. Good looking cat. Good looking cat. But as my old man would say, hopefully it's not a look like Tarzan, play like Jane situation.
God, I can hear the cannon saying that.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah,
My great
definitely
grandma.
went to Santa Mont. I apologize to Santa Mont and to Denham Springs. It felt right when I said it. It felt right. And
Because
then
he's
when-
white.
It kind of is
Because
the
he's
same
a
thing.
because he's a big white guy.
When Taylor didn't correct me, I was like,
I just
yes,
went with it.
I got it right. And you didn't know.
You didn't know.
No, I didn't
You're
know.
rusty.
That's what I'm saying.
You were
I didn't-
rusty.
I just went with it. I didn't know.
6'4", 255. And God, he's good looking, dude. I forgot what my follow-up was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Got too far in there, didn't you?
Maybe Kevin Peoples, look, he's supposed to be a very good edge rushing coach. Maybe he gets some out of that group this year, a little Deshaun Womack, a little Dylan Carpenter type action. Is Pierre Shan still on the team?
Yes, he hissed he.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know nowadays, dude. How are you supposed to keep up?
Yeah.
We haven't
He
done
is.
our Fawn Sondarelli says, I bet T-Bob heard that a lot from the canon. No. I did not play like Jane. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I
Did you
also
look like
not no, I was
Tarzan?
going to say, I also did not look like Tarzan, unfortunately.
Nobody here up on this set looked like Tarzan.
That's like my great-grandma.
But we didn't play like Jane either. Okay.
My great-grandma, if you were like really big and didn't play sports, she would call you big for nothing.
I haven't heard big for nothing in forever.
He is big for nothing.
Okay, wait, is that on your mom's side?
No, that's my.
That feels like a 318 thing.
It's my. I believe that would be my Mama Birdie, who my father's mother.
Gosh, I heard my dad's dad say that a million times.
Would shame you. Would absolutely shame you if you were like 6'4" and didn't.
Yeah,
play
like all my
football.
cousins, big for nothing.
Yeah.
Good
all
for
that
nothing.
size.
All
All
would
that
come out,
size,
yeah.
and you ain't even out here pushing people around.
Dylan Carpenter, by the way, the jack position. So you got Braden Swinson listed as the 1, Deshaun Womack as the 2, and then Dylan Carpenter as the 3.
Okay. I like that group. I forgot about Swinson.
Over
Swinson
at defensive end, because Jack's a little bit different in this defense. Savion Jones, Paris Shan. So, yes, there you go. And Gabe Relaford. 3-1 great.
Okay.
3 deep there. Not a bad group.
Those are actually, I mean, for all the lack of depth on the interior, that's actually pretty good depth right there. You have solid 1s and 2s options right now. All right, when we get back now, we can get into some Saints talk. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com. You need a new vehicle, you want to go to All-Star. It's right there off of Airline and Goodwood. What if you need a body shop, a service center, you get in an accident? Well, all makes and models are welcome at All-Star. It doesn't have to be a Toyota. It doesn't have to be from All-Star. You take advantage of the free professional estimates. Insurance claims are welcome. Excellent lines of communication throughout the process as they keep you updated, make no calls without you making the final decision. They have factory parts right there on site. They have rental cars. They have shuttle services. It's the best, man. Okay. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Go to the website today and check out the rentals because it is summer vacation time. And, Taylor sees bears on his vacations. You see sharks if you go down to Florida, but that's okay because we got a way to get you there. Rent a Toyota today. Everything is available. Full-size, mid-size SUVs, trucks, vans, you name it. It is available. Call Miss Lisa Sessions today in the rental department. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR. Round 1 of the NBA draft in the books. We'll talk about how the Pelicans fared, preview the rest of the draft, and the latest in college baseball's transfer portal. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back. OTB. God, I used to love giving my creative player cornrows on NBA 2K back in the day. Like a white dude with like high socks, cornrows, headband. Bah, 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 bah.
Have you ever had cornrows?
No, I never. I guess when I had my long hair a little while ago, I probably could have gotten twisted up.
It hurts.
Yeah, they kind of do hurt.
Because we couldn't have long hair, but in the summertime we could grow it as long as we wanted to, and so like we all tried to grow it literally as long as we could.
So you got twisted up?
Yeah, it hurt.
Wow.
Yeah. What bothers me about this is he says manicured toes.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be pedicured.
Ooh.
You know?
Well, okay, so let's explore this. Let's explore this for a second because
Manny's hand.
I agree. But to manicure something is just take care of it, right? So like you manicure your lawn, you manicure this. So I understand what you're saying, but maybe manicured toes technically still plays if we want to allow him out. I just think
I guess you're right.
I think in a court of law I could argue that it works, but I don't also think it's crazy that like he probably just screwed up and said manicured toes instead of pedicure toes. Yeah, right.
Either way,
manicured still an adjective. There you go. There you go.
All right.
Okay, so a couple of Saints thoughts here, and look, one article that we had in the document today was all about Alontae Taylor. Is he underappreciated? You know, we spent so much time talking about Lattimore, about Paulson Adebo, now Kool-Aid McKinstry. Alontae Taylor's been really good. My thing is, I don't really care about any of the individuals in the secondary right now. As we've said, I think that when you look at those 4 corners, the Saints are primed to have a top 10, maybe a top 5, probably a top 5, if everybody stays healthy, top 5 cornerback room in the entire league. It creates great competition and forces everybody to be at their best in terms of who's going to win the jobs on the outside. You have a lot of versatility there in terms of who will be the nickel. Will it be Taylor? Will it be McKinstry? And then who tries to find playing time where they can. Like, I think that is going to be the core group of this team going forward into this season. It's probably the best position group on the team. But then that got me thinking about something else. And so did a New Orleans Football article, Jake. And that is, who are, I don't know which one's correct.
Who bees?
Who bees the core
I like that better.
of this Saints team, right? Like during 17 to 20, you had the very famous 2006 draft, which gave you like Streif, Colston, Reggie Bush, Pierre Thomas, everybody else that would go on to be this core. Drew Brees that you thought of, that's your game, right? That you thought of forever as being like, wow, I freaking love these guys. You had the 17 draft, or you got Kamara, Ramchick, Cam Jordan had fully come into his own by that time. Like Marcus Colston, Mike Thomas, Colston for the old group, Thomas for the new one. You look now, you're 7 years removed from that 17 draft, and who do you have those same emotions about? You don't feel great about Kamara anymore. I mean, you feel okay about Chris Olave, but somehow he's had back-to-back 1,000 yards receiving seasons and remains kind of unexciting. You know Derek Carr is not a core piece because he's just here until he isn't. You keep drafting offensive and defensive linemen that suck. I mean, is Brian Brzee? He does not suck. He would be maybe the closest. Him and Olave. And why don't you feel the same way you used to feel about those other guys? Is it simply because they're not winning as much? But I mean, even that old core, that 06 core, they had 7 and 9 seasons, but still remain beloved. It's just, I don't know.
You know what you had to fall back on? Drew Brees.
Brees and Peyton.
And that's why you felt different about it.
Yeah.
Because even in a 7 and 9 season, you're like, it's fine. Drew will get back on track. And sometimes it was the defense during that run, obviously.
Yeah, it was always exciting offensive football, if nothing else.
And so I think that's like, it's hard to have a core when you don't have the core piece at the core position. It's just, that's the way that it is. Look around the NFL and teams that you feel good about. Name me one that you're like, I love their core, that's got a quarterback that's not going to be the future. It's just, it's a hard conversation. Like, look at the Steelers, right? It's like, oh, Russell Wilson, is he really? But like the Steelers have nice pieces.
Yeah.
But we don't have that conversation because, well, you don't feel great about where they're at quarterback. It's like they're searching. You get Justin Fields, which, okay, maybe. It's like, it's not Russ. I don't know. Like, they feel like they're in purgatory probably a little bit. Like, we go across the league. The Giants, same situation. Like, Malik Neighbors, and you've got, some pieces that you feel good about, but it's like, we're not going to talk about because Daniel Jones is the quarterback.
I guess you're right. And when the quarterback doesn't work, then nothing works, right? Then a guy like Saquon Barkley, who, if you did have a good quarterback, would have ended up being a core guy in New York that people felt great about. Instead, he's now in Philly. So it's like everything else in football, Jake. It just goes back to quarterback.
Yep.
That's as good of a hypothesis. I thought it maybe all went back to winning and just not winning enough. And that's definitely an element as well. But to your point, the Steelers do win. And yeah, you got like Cam Hayward. And I'm sure that Steelers fans would have their guys say, no, this is we
George
love.
Pickens.
But it's not like
TJ Watt. But it's in.
Maybe they do have a bit more core. The Saints, I don't even know if they have that many amount of guys. Maybe Brzee gets to be that. Maybe Olave gets to be that. Taysom Hill would be a guy that I would say I feel pretty great about.
I think,
but the emotions are just different nowadays.
Yeah, and I think where your emotions, where you're having some trouble connecting is Cesar Ruiz, first round pick. Okay, you don't have it there.
Exactly.
Ryan Ramczyk, you had it for a long time, but now might not play football again. You don't have it. Peyton Turner, first round pick, absolutely nothing there. You go across, like Marshawn Lattimore was a first round pick, so maybe you throw him into, but there's like all the trade news.
And he was already kind of like, he to your point, when you had Breeze, he was a part of that core, like with Kamara, with a young Kamara and everybody else. That was that 2017 draft where you just absolutely hit it out the park.
And then Trevor Penning, another first-round pick, creates no emotion for you. So think of the first-round pick like Cesar Ruiz, Trevor Penning, Peyton Turner. Does that do any? That's 3 first-round picks. Does that do anything for you?
No,
nothing at all. And
not
so
even a slight
you've had
stirring.
some misses. And Brian Brzee has been, so far, I think he's been a good player. I think he can only get better. He plays a position that's not going to get a lot of fanfare. And still, he's not a full-time starter.
Yeah.
So I think it's with your first-round picks, that's why you don't have a lot of fanfare. That's why you don't have maybe the core that you feel really good about. And again, like Fuaga being, like, I think he's going to be a really good player. We'll have to see, is that somebody that's going to potentially change the narrative?
Yeah, look, I mean, it took 11 years from 06 to 17 to hit on another one of those home run drafts that ended up becoming an era-defining draft. I wonder when the next one will be, as we are now 7 years removed. How do you feel about the Saints? Who would you say? Are we off base here, right? You say, no, I love I love Demario Davis, but yeah, I think you nailed it, Jake. Without a quarterback, it just feels like the long-term hope, just that there kind of isn't any there. And so guys like Davis start to feel like these really special, almost rentals of sorts, as opposed to guys you can really get your roots into. Also, Davis, a key member of the kind of the run that you had there at the end of the draft.
Now, I do love the defensive back room. That's what we started this conversation with. Paulson Adebo's a 3rd rounder. Alante Taylor was a 2nd rounder. Jordan Howden was a 5th rounder, and he played so well that you got rid of Marcus May. Now, Marcus May was not a good football player in New Orleans, but you moved on from him after giving him a big contract, and so you've hit in that room. You hope you hit on Kool-Aid McKinstry as a 2nd-round pick. So if you have what we're talking about here, it's probably going to come from that room, and you also have Tyrann Mathieu still there playing at a high level. You still got Marshawn, as we talked about, playing at a high level. It's going to have to come from probably that room if you want to create a core. It's going to be in New Orleans for 5 years and play at a very high level, because you've missed on the defensive line.
Yeah.
You've certainly missed on the offensive line in the draft, and it's not coming from there, and it ain't coming from quarterback right now.
Well, all will be solved when Derek Carr becomes a top 12 quarterback this fall, thanks to Clint Kubiak.
Again, I hope and pray that you're right, because if the Saints are better, it helps everything around here.
I know I'm right. More.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. 925-8552 is the number. You go to that website, remember, what does it do? Hey, fix your pipes. Okay? I don't care what's going on. Any plumbing problem, small, big, does not matter. If you want a bathroom remodel, it's an excellent gift idea. It's a big boy, but it's an excellent gift idea for the person that loves interior design in your home. Maybe the person who would want a more comfortable bath. Like, there's always one in each couple. Maybe just go get a tankless water heater, never run out of hot water again. The bottom line, all your plumbing problems solved at the place that's been doing it for 50 years, centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, I mean, the tankless water heater, we can't sell that enough. If you're getting home late from dance or from the ball field, whatever it might be, you still all have to shower. You got to do the last load of laundry and dishes. That's okay. You can do it all at the same time, because you're never going to run out of hot water. Again, centralplumbing.org.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Performing is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner
Sandy join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl, Oyster Bar, and Town Square Pizza. Both Dwayne Colucci and Randy McKay join the show tomorrow, and we'll take a look back at what happened in the NBA draft. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Close out hour number 2. We got Munchies coming up in hour numero 3.
What y'all know about Red Fox?
Very good shooter. Key part of those Lakers championship teams.
I hate you right now.
What?
Because you know that's Rick Fox.
Oh, crap.
Yeah,
you know who Red Fox is, though, right?
Yeah, that's where you used to get the cheap DVD rentals. Like for $1, like outside the grocery stores and stuff.
If you don't know who Red Fox is,
that's Red Box.
I don't know that we can continue on.
Love Sanford and Son.
I don't know.
He was Fred Sanford and Sanford.
Oh,
yeah.
Wasn't he in a movie with Richard Pryor too? What's that?
It's called Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
It was those two and
Eddie
it was
Murphy.
Richard Pryor.
It was a good
Eddie Murphy,
movie.
Red Fox,
Yeah, my dad.
He was in it. Yeah.
How do you know?
He starts shooting the little gun.
How do you know Sanford and Sons, Taylor?
Because I've seen the show Sanford and Sons.
Yeah, I'm saying how though? Like literally,
they
like
used
how?
to play
On what
reruns
channel?
all the time.
Yeah,
TV Land.
It was
used to
Nick
play
and
all the
Night.
time.
There's another channel.
Yeah.
It's called Laugh, like LAFF, and they play like all the old sitcoms. And I used to sit there with my dad after school and after work and just watch. Like Three's Company is one of my favorite
You didn't watch Sanford and
sitcoms
Son
ever.
at all?
Never seen that.
Oh my God!
I'm not very.
Oh my gosh, I love Sanford
Elizabeth,
and Sons. Yeah.
this is the big one.
I've seen those memes of him doing that, but no.
I love that, and I love Three's Company.
Nikki
And
said
the
Red Fox
Jeffersons.
was a dirty comedian, and he was real funny.
Yes.
It was funny.
Hilarious. Harlem Nights. Who puts the orange juice back in the fridge with just a swallow left?
Yeah.
Can't finish the rest of it. Can't
No.
do that, but
Good times.
What, the rest
was
of
a
the
good-
orange juice?
The rest of the
joke.
Oh, the rest of the joke.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My wife's brutally bad about that. She gets drinks half to 3/4 and then puts it in the fridge like she's going to drink it later. And not a single drink has ever been finished later. I got in her car the other day And like I said, man, it's been like the 3 kids thing. Now the littlest one's been running around a little bit lately. Probably this last few months is like kind of the most overwhelmed I've ever felt. It's kind of, strung out a little bit. And I know my wife's feeling the same way because I get in her car. It's from a single day. She had 3 different coffees from 3 different coffee places, all finished 3/4 of the way.
No.
There was a Starbucks cup. There was a French truck cup. And there was what's our other place where they talk to you? Seven Brew?
Seven Brew, yeah.
There
Where
was
they
a Seven Brew
talk
cup.
to you?
Yeah,
no,
like
they do. The people
they're
in the
very
drive-thru are
chatty.
always very chatty.
It's like their thing.
Yeah. They're
I've never been
very
there.
chatty.
And they're young. They're like young. I think it's a pretty good vibe. I get that, sometimes
it's
the
a
more
good
you're
vibe
not
for
talking
sure.
to, but I like it.
French
But I'm
truck's typically
mean,
my
so-
go-to.
Kind. French truck's right.
Yeah.
I really enjoy French truck as well.
Yeah, like any
City
meeting I
Roots.
have. it's probably
City
gonna
Roots
take
is solid
place
as well.
there.
City Roots is my go-to.
What's the one right there by Red Stick Social?
That's
City Roots.
That's it? Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
It's a good spot.
Anywhere where I can get my drugs.
Oh, Highland Coffee,
Love
OG.
Highland
I've
Coffee's
never
great.
had it.
That's
I
great.
heard there's a chess club there, but I went seeking them out a couple times and never found them.
Brouhaha is good too.
Again, I think it's, rare is the bad coffee place. You're literally going there to get drugs and get high. Like, you're going to
Yeah.
feel good about that place.
Give me the good stuff.
Hour 3 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Or at least I like all those things you just said.
You said them.
T-Bob likes the young blood at Seven Brew. Chill out, Ryan. Who do you think I am? Dr. Disrespect?
soon.
Rejuve Medical. RejuveMedical.com or store me, refuel me, rejuve me.
Speaking of young blood.
No. That is not how we want to present this. But if you do want to fight the effects of
Feel younger.
untreated aging and
Talking
feel
about?
younger,
Yes. What are you talking about?
Feel like you have young blood.
Thank you.
You go get that free consultation, get your labs drawn, again free, and your body tells them, okay, where's it strong, where's it bad, and they put together a plan to get you where you want to be. Maybe it's HRT, maybe it's some glutide, maybe it's not, maybe it's B vitamins. Again, a ton of different treatment options. The bottom line is that you will be your best self with Rejuve Medical, RejuveMedical.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to.
Good morning. It's a 9 a.m. here on Thursday, June 27th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect rainy skies with a high of 93. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll talk a little LSU football news, and we'll have our Munchies segment with Chef Michael Johnson at 9:15. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Oh! Whoa! Ugh. Look at that. I got goosebumps.
Yeah, from what?
Blue chip ratio. BCR, baby! That's right, Jakey Poo. That's right, Boo Boo. It's time for a little blue chip ratio. We could open with Dr. Disrespect if you want to open with something different. Do you know who Dr. Disrespect is?
The only reason I know who that is because you said he looked like Hayden Travinsky.
He does look like Hayden Travinsky. Big time mustache, all that, you know. Was the biggest streamer ever, not ever, but like was the thing on Twitch back in 2020, right? Streamer year, all that sort of stuff. And then he got banned from Twitch, and nobody knew why for years and years and years. And then recently, a Twitch employee came out on Twitter and said it was because he was messaging a minor inappropriately. This was kind of supported while being not, fully. It's, there's a lot of legal kind of issues surrounding this, and so people haven't been willing to necessarily say Dr. Disrespect when they're talking about it. A lot of people after the guy saying it come out and being like, yeah, it's kind of what we heard as well. Well, here was Dr. Disrespect's own statement that he released on Twitter, and let's see if it passes muster here. It says, the Twitch ban, and I'll be editing for cursing. The Twitch ban. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the BS. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibilities, which is why I'm here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everybody in my community, as well as those close to me, my team, everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened with, look, actually, I'm not getting into this part. This is basically he had a game studio that he made. They released a statement saying that they approached it with an innocent until proven guilty standpoint. Their research said there'd be parting ways with him. He made it sound like it was a mutual parting. That's not what their statement sounded like. But it goes on to say, everyone's been wanting to know why I was banned for Twitch, but for reasons outside my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. This is where it gets a bit up. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. Nothing illegal happened. No pictures are shared. No crimes are committed. I never even met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was solved by a settlement. But let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges has ever been brought against me. Now he goes on to talk about from a moral standpoint, he takes responsibility. I guess my question for the group would be, is there any coming back from were there whisper messages with an individual minor in 2017? The answer is yes. And that sometime they leaned in the direction of being inappropriate.
There shouldn't be.
You don't come back from
I mean,
that.
right?
Using the phrase whisper message is creepy.
I hate
I've
everything
never
about
heard
whisper
that.
message.
Well, that was an old Twitch service that I'm guessing
the
he
hairs on
thought,
the back of my neck
could it
stood
be
up for a
read?
bad reason.
Yeah, like saying whisper message in and of itself is bad.
Well, but also like he's trying to justify
He's
it.
trying- yeah,
like,
no, exactly,
and it's
right?
not justifiable. It's still weird that I don't know how old he is, but like it's still weird that you're grown.
He's married
and
has kids.
Yeah, okay, that makes it worse. Like you're married and you have kids and you're talking to it doesn't matter how you're talking to the 14-year-old, you're still talking to a 14-year-old. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just wild that he thought that this was going to be the defense that was going to save him. And full disclosure, like I've really enjoyed his content. Every now and then when I watch, he's just funny. He's very like confident, funny. He's a giant guy, but he just good at video games and just he's a good entertainer. He's a good entertainer. He puts on a good show. Okay. But yeah, I think the doc is cooked. Unfortunately, but yeah, he thought that this was. Again, in these cases, criminality doesn't really always matter, right? Also, class isn't, as many have pointed out, I'm not pointing this out the first one, but like as many have pointed out, like, isn't, I messaged him, but there was no intentions there. Isn't that like the classic To Catch a Predator line?
Yeah,
that
I
everybody says when Chris Hansen shows up.
Yeah.
Well, he shows up and he's like, "What were your intentions tonight? Nothing. Just hang out.
Yeah,
just watch
exactly.
TV. Just watch
It's
TV."
like, I don't know, dude.
I mean, it was just a casual conversation. Casual or not, it's still weird. Like, what do you have in common with a 14-year-old? Or like, what do you?
Where's this 14-year-old number coming from? I have not
I don't
seen.
know.
Okay.
I don't know where. I don't know. I think I just made that up.
Okay. I'm just making sure. But
I thought you said 14.
No.
Okay.
All it is
Okay.
Doc said.
No, I made that up. My bad.
Doc said minor. Small note. He tried to edit minor out of the tweet. He got called out for it, and he edited it back in.
Wow.
To the tweet. So.
God, I never thought there'd be something I might actually want to talk blue chip ratio more than.
There we go. See, I did it.
I still hate blue chip ratio. But
I don't understand your hate of blue chip ratio.
I don't understand your love for it.
Hold on. He's 42. That's the last thing I'm going to say about it.
Doc is 42?
Yeah.
Wow, great energy for 42. He does. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. He does.
42 is not that old.
No, that's true. I mean, shoot, that's me. I mean, I'm 36, right? It's not that different. I don't believe I've been messaging any minors.
Anyway, blue chip ratio.
I mean,
can I say I was a little worried yesterday because Taylor doesn't know this because he hasn't been here, but we had a high schooler in here yesterday.
Yes.
And I was
minor.
please. I was like, please don't say anything crazy.
No. Come now. I'm not that dumb. I'm a measured.
No, I know
level
you're not
of dumb.
dumb, but I'm just saying. Sometimes it just kind of comes out, and I was hoping it wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree. No, I was very cognizant of the fact.
Yeah.
I don't fully release my humor upon people until I.
I don't know. I got it like first day here.
Well, okay. But true or false? Did we not have a discussion on the side where I made sure I'm like, look, if you ever feel uncomfortable,
I know
by anything, just please come to me and tell me, and I will shut it down immediately.
Yes.
I actually think it's one of your best qualities. Though. When people ask what it's like working with you every single day, I say the best thing about T-Bob is the T-Bob that you hear, the T-Bob that you see right there would be the same T-Bob that if he was in front of the Pope.
Yeah.
The worst thing is the messaging minors thing, you know, but I'm working on it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
You got to.
We're all trying to help you in this too.
I know, trying to like give you an attaboy and you're just ruining it.
Well, I'm talking about texting my friends' kids. They, about like the Pelicans and stuff. They always want to hit me up and talk Pelicans. I don't know.
Now we know you're lying.
No, actually, that is. I was trying to think about a minor that would actually legitimately be texting, and that would only be. I do have a couple kids that hit me up to talk Pelicans all the time, and I don't even know. They know more than I do. They're like, "What do you think about the draft pick?" I just said what I said this morning. I'm like,
cool.
6'11" with a 38.5-inch vert. Hell yeah, man, love it. Anyway, okay, but Jake, why do you hate blue chip ratio so much, though?
It's like, yeah, duh. Like, we know who's been recruiting at a very high level. Like, we all know that. And it's just, they take it as the Bible. And, look, we've had 2 years where a team that's not in this play for national championship game. I know how those games went, but still, like, we act like it's impossible.
They got smashed by the blue chip
Okay,
teams.
they still made it.
They made it, yeah.
Okay, Washington beat the number 7 team here in this blue chip ratio.
Yeah.
TCU beat Michigan to get to that game.
Yeah.
It's like, and part of it's probably the 2-star coming out of me. I'm like all y'all care about is stargazing. It's all we care about is how many stars does this player have? How about we develop somebody? Like, I hate just, that's all we, like, oh, these teams, that's it.
Well, I mean, look at Michigan. Michigan only had a 54% mark, way lower. I mean, Georgia in 22 was 77. Georgia in 21 was 80. Alabama was 83. Credit LSU, they won it at 64. Clemson won it at 68. So, look, to your point, like, Michigan was a win for development. They barely made that blue chip ratio, which for those of you that don't know, it's the percentage of your roster that is made up of 4 and 5 stars. And ever since they started measuring this 16 years ago, since or I guess it was 13 years actually, since 2011, no team has ever won a national championship that has been under 50%. The closest would have been 2013 Florida State at 53%. Of course, they had James.
I mean, that's like 53% is like a high number either. Like, I feel like they just dropped the bar there to make it make sense.
I think
like 53% is not like that's a lot. Like, I would assume Florida State would have had more than that.
I don't know exactly when they the ratio was just created, the ratio, just to see the pure percentage. To your point, I don't know when the 50% metric came in, but the fact is all national championships since that moment have been over 50%. So if you are a team that thinks you are a legitimate national championship contender, which, to be fair, TCU and Washington would not have said that preseason. They became those things. They would not have said that preseason.
Washington would have felt like they were
10-2.
A dark horse type. Yeah, but certainly not TCU. No.
But if you're a team that believes that you are capable, well, this is just a way of saying, look, we have the roster. Mm-hmm. Now, do you have the 2 stars? Do you have the good coaching? It's not the sign of a good team for sure. It's just a sign that you kind of have the base talent needed to get across the finish line. And LSU scoring very well in blue chip ratio going into this season.
And it's gone up in the last 2 years. It's gone up, I think, both years. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
They're breaking the 70% threshold, which places them eighth out of the 16 qualifying teams. So, like, if you're an LSU fan, bottom line, you should just be happy because you've hit the metric.
There's a team that's not on here that absolutely has a chance to go play for it all.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They're not on here.
No.
Interesting.
Part of me almost, like, if LSU doesn't win it, like,
you're so sick
just
about
to
blue
win
chip
it, so I don't have
ratio
to
that
hear
you
about
want
this
Ole Miss
stupid
to
metric
win.
anymore.
Again, it's not a stupid metric
to you. To me, it is.
But I think it's because you're using it like we're saying, like, these teams can't be good if you. Nobody's saying you can't be good if you don't hit this number.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. But the fact is, no team has won a natty yet. Somebody will break through. Somebody
Washington,
will do it.
why'd you let me down? TCU, what were you doing? TCU, I mean, you had
Well,
no
and they
chance.
didn't really acquit themselves well either, unfortunately. Both teams got their ass waxed.
Still got there, though.
Still got
Beat
there.
plenty of teams on this little list.
Sure.
Now, TCU got waxed. Washington certainly had some moments, and Michael Penix just picked the worst time to not be able to hit open receivers.
I mean, the
And then
defense,
Johnson
let's
didn't play.
give that Michigan defense
He
credit
played,
in
but
that
he
ball.
didn't really play.
Yeah, that hurt them badly.
I mean, there was like 4 or 5 carries in the first quarter where there was a hole, and he tried. He tried to hit the NOS. It just wasn't there.
This is pretty insane, though. I don't think I've ever seen this. Ohio State 90% blue chip ratio this season. 90. Alabama, 88. Again, guys, we're acting like Alabama's going to suck. Like, I know the weapons suck maybe, but they're not going to suck.
No.
Like, they're probably going to go 10-2 and make playoffs. Georgia, 80%. A&M, what? 79%? I continue to be a bit scared of Elko, Moffitt, and A&M. Oregon at 76. Amazing that Lanning's already got them that high. I mean, they were always with LSU in like the 60s, but like that's getting into like the big boy territory. Oklahoma at 73.
Yeah.
I find that to be fascinating because we kind of think they're going to suck.
Oregon was, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
They were 67% last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, a 10% increase in this list is pretty insane.
That's a pretty big jump.
Texas at 72. LSU at 70, which is, again, up and up. That's very good. Then in the 60s, you have Notre Dame, Clemson, Florida, Miami, Penn State, and then in the 50s, USC, Michigan, Auburn. If we want to look at LSU, USC, you have 70%. They have 59%. So, Jake, obviously LSU should win that game.
Yeah, according to the list.
Yeah.
The Bible.
Exactly.
Absolutely should.
Exactly. So there are your 16 teams that can win a national championship this year. How about it?
I'm fact-checking myself here. No Big 12 team, right?
It looks like
Nope.
all Big Ten and SEC, save for Miami. Notre Dame is an independent.
And their ACC, basically.
Yeah, and then Florida State is at 49%.
Yeah.
So
Florida State's going to be better than people think.
I think Florida State's going to be damn good.
No Big 12 team. The Big 12 is going to be real good.
Very fun top to bottom. Very close with one another.
I could make a case for 7 teams to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
And I say that not because it's going to be bad football, because I think it's going to be good football.
Yeah.
Like Utah's not on this blue chip ratio list, and Utah can go make a serious run because let's not forget, whoever wins the Big 12, they get a bye.
Yeah.
They get a bye in the college football playoff. So that's one less game than some of these teams that are going to be on this blue chip ratio list. And so if it's Utah, if it's K-State, if it's Oklahoma State, who returns the most production in the country and also the best running back in the country, the second best offensive line in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a team in the Big 12 that is going to be a true championship contender.
There you go. You don't got to cheer for Ole Miss. See? You can cheer for Gundy.
I'll probably go Utah if I'm cheering for a Big 12 team.
Yeah, Cam Rising was on your old Meathead team.
2 years in a row. By the way, you can pick up your Feel Still magazine, page 3.
Can you be on the Meathead team if you miss an entire year for an ACL that happened the year before? I don't know. You know?
Look, when you have your own Meathead team, you can pick whoever you want.
I need to make like an all-nerd team. That's what I need to do. But nobody would care about that. And I wouldn't care to do it, honestly. All right, when we get back. So I guess I don't need that at all, actually.
Yeah. And,
let's do some Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Pinnacle Exterior Construction. PECbuilt.com. I freaking love Pinnacle. Go to the website, look at their gallery. It's going to blow you away. The quality, the artisanship of their work is amazing. And it's anything, man. If you need outdoor living spaces, outdoor kitchens, bulkheads, pergolas, any size, type of fence, custom pools, spec pools, it's all there for you. So is pool maintenance. Okay, you need to get your pool ready for the summer. You've been putting it off. Get Pinnacle out to your home. They get you right, man. And then they also offer year-round maintenance plans so that your pool is ready to go whenever you want it. Take advantage today. PECbuilt.com. Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
All right, when you go to PECbuilt.com, one of the things that we've been telling you about over the last couple of days and weeks is the artificial turf that they can put in your yard, front yard, backyard, side yard, whatever it might be, putting green. If you want a space like for me, I want one so we can work out on it. We can pull sleds. We can do different things on it. We don't have to worry about the weather and soggy grass. No, get your artificial turf, PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to...
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Rouse's. NBA Draft Round 1 in the books, and baseball transfer portal continues to churn. Plus, we'll talk to Luke Johnson on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
The jewelry store and tell them make me a grill. Had a whole top diamond in the bottom rose gold.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Sup, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, and right now it's time for some Munchies with Chef Michael Janson. Chef, what's up, man?
Morning. How are you?
Doing very well, man. Doing very well.
Good.
Yeah, how are you doing? You doing well?
Yeah, I'm just fine. Thank you.
Hell yeah. That sounds great, man. Hashtag Munchies. Is it necessary to brine chicken wings if I'm doing them with crushed Zapp's breading?
So really, the brining process isn't as much about the breading as it is. First of all, that sounds really great.
It does sound great, actually.
Try that, yeah. I'm more of a Cajun crawtator guy, but yeah, the purpose for brining is more about the cooking process, right? So if you're deep frying a chicken wing, the process is that the hot fat is cooking into the meat, and you'll see steam rising out of it. It's literally pulling the liquid out of the muscle tissue. So by brining, it's helping hold that moisture in as the cook process happens, and it doesn't completely dry out, right? So I'm going to brine my, chicken is a lean meat by and large, and so you don't have to brine wings by any means. Wings are a quicker cook process, and there's not a whole lot of muscle tissue on them in the first place, but definitely for larger pieces of meat that have longer cooking times, you definitely want to brine.
Yeah, so brining's just all about getting it wet, you're saying. Hashtag Munchies. Chef, I know you've never had the Munchies, but so what? What if I do? What should I try to cook?
No judgment there.
Hey, I don't think the sentence, Chef, you've never had the Munchies, has ever been true ever. If anything that I ever know about all the chefs that I've met in my life is accurate.
Yeah, but, I've heard that about chefs, man. I don't know.
Well, yeah. So what should our guy Daniel cook?
Well, I think that's where inspiration lives, man. That's where creativity comes out, as a necessity. Like you're hungry, and whether it's the Munchies or anything else, this is where you start throwing things together and build things. And you can always tell when it's hippie food. What I mean? You can always tell when it's Munchies food, but
Yeah, I tried ramen noodles with syrup one time. It did not taste good. But
Why did you do that?
What?
Why'd you do that?
I don't know.
I definitely have owned ramen noodles. Like I'll keep shrimp and green onions and like I'll put lemon zest in my ramen noodles and dress it up so that it's like a proper bowl of ramen noodles and has like big shrimp in it and stuff. And I'll eat ramen noodles. I have ramen noodles in my house right now. There's no shame in it, but it's meant to be dressed up. Like
yes,
I can't just eat a bowl of ramen noodles like a 14-year-old anymore. Like I have to be a big boy and make it chef worthy.
Chef, go to late night snack.
Cold chicken wings. Yeah. Some folks are really funny about leftovers, and dude, you guys know this about me. Like I love to taste food in different circumstances, not room temperature necessarily, but it's interesting how different a food can taste when it's hot and cold, and hot chicken or cold chicken wings is one of those things that I really go for. If it's one, it's probably coming out of the fridge versus the closet, because if it's in the middle of the night, I'm probably not going to take time to cook something in the middle of the night. So it already has to be cooked. I've been.
Go ahead.
Well, I've been known to eat cold steak like a carnivore.
It's so good,
at times. Yeah.
You got me on this train, Chef, and now because it becomes a different food. It's great.
Like cold, like you put it in the refrigerator, or like cold, like you just let it sit out.
No, like it's in the fridge.
No, refrigerator.
Does that not get it too hard?
It's got a good kind of chewy, tasty texture to it. If it's like a correctly cooked steak, it's not like overly chewy. It'll still break apart, but it just changes.
Well, I mean, you know how I like my steak, so I was just wondering like what the texture would be.
Yeah, I think
if it's medium rare, where it still has a little purple in there, it's going to be a bit chewy. So that's why I like my steak medium, because you can eat a medium steak cold out of the refrifigerator.
Nobody's perfect.
Hashtag Munchies. You know what? Here's a little validation for you, Chef. Not that you need it, but Brian says, Chef, thanks for the tips on cooking the leg of lamb roast. Seasoned and cooked in the slow cooker with a touch of Korea barbecue sauce. Turned out delicious.
Awesome. I love to hear it, man.
Hashtag Munchies. Ryan wants to know, how do I cook my burgers on a pan? I always burn the outside because the inside isn't done yet.
Yeah, this is where, doing like a press burger is going to work out well for you. And keeping it on medium to medium low, taking your time, and even just searing it in the pan and then putting it in the oven, to finish, because that encapsulated heat from the oven is going to promote the cooking process versus just having one heat source coming from below. Every time you turn that burger over, it's starting to cool from the top. And so, you need to turn it more often. One, turn the heat down a little bit. You want that fat to be in there because you're almost like pan frying it, right, with all the fat that comes out of it. But I don't have a problem once I get the color on the burger that I'm looking for, putting it into the putting it into the oven. Sorry, this is my athletes, man. I gotta say hello.
That's right.
Saw it.
Putting it into the oven and letting it finish in there.
Same thing. Like you mentioned, like cooking things slow. Like I've always heard the same thing with eggs. Like when I scramble eggs, like the way that you screw them up to me is like if you try to put it on high and try to maybe cook them too fast. So like how low would you put like scrambled eggs, and would you do? I've heard people like add water so they don't get dry.
So 3 to 4, somewhere in there, and then it varies oven to oven and type to type. Like if you're on gas, it's going to cook differently than electric. Even induction cooks a little bit differently. So there is not a magic recipe to that, but having it at a relatively lower state, like below medium. And the thing about an egg is that it starts coagulating at like 185 degrees. And so once it starts to coagulate and those proteins start to set up, like it's going to start happening quick. Turn your heat up. Go ahead.
No, sorry. No, my bad. No, I didn't. I mean, when I cook eggs, it's like if I'm trying to cook them quicker and I turn the heat up, I just keep them moving constantly. I don't let them sit.
Yes. What that does is it keeps the bottom heat constantly in touch with new, like molecule structure, if for lack of a better term. Like when you turn the eggs or turn the product, you're not having eggs sit on the bottom and sit there and burn. You're turning it. And one mistake most people make is they fail to turn off the heat soon enough, because that pan is going to keep heat in it. It's called carryover cooking. And by the time most people turn the pan off, it's too late. Like you want to get those eggs to where they're starting to hold, they're starting to hold form. Like when you turn it, it's turning as a mass, not as a liquid. And it's starting to have a little shine to it. And you keep folding them. That's when you turn your heat off and keep folding. And eventually it's going to set up correctly for you and let them rest for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like how if you're cooking like a steak or anything else, like it finishes cooking outside. It's got those last few degrees outside, right, when you're resting.
That's right. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies, meat pie or nigiri?
Oh, man. That's
random, but thought-provoking.
Yeah. I like sushi. That's a tough one, man. I'm just going to go with sushi.
If I'm being honest for myself, as much as I love sushi, I got to go with the meat pie. I don't know. I can eat so many meat pies, it'll blow your mind. Hashtag Munchies. Let's do this one. Well, you kind of... Okay. Hashtag Munchies. Love, marry, kill. Cold pizza, cold Chinese food, cold chicken wings.
Cold chicken wings first, then cold pizza, then cold Chinese food, in that order.
Okay,
Boom.
so you're killing cold Chinese food. You are loving cold pizza, and you're marrying cold chicken wings?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's how I roll.
There you go, dude. Hashtag Munchies. Favorite way to make meatballs for spaghetti?
First of all, it needs to have some breadcrumb in there. Egg yolk, breadcrumb. I like to put fresh herbs in rather than dry herbs. Dry herbs will burn if you're cooking them with any kind of fat. A little grano padano or something, pecorino romano in there. I don't like to salt before I cheese because that cheese has saltiness to it. And always take your meatball and make a little patty out of it, cook it in a pan, and get the taste right before you continue on. Like you got to do a little taster to know what it tastes like when it's cooked, and in order to get the flavor adjustments right.
Chef, this one's from me, not from the chat. Do you have a good, because there's been someone in studio that's really enjoyed these, Sloppy Joe recipe?
My grandma used to make sloppy joes, and she bought, hands down, probably made the best sloppy joe that I've ever had. But I don't make sloppy joes too terribly often.
Okay. But if you did, would it be okay? Would it be okay?
Yeah, I have my grandma's recipe card somewhere at the house, Jake, and I could take a picture of it.
Even better.
Send it to you. Yeah. Because look, grandma's recipes, I had to sneak that one out of the house after she passed away. Man, I did everybody dirty, and I got away with the recipe.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh my God, that's so good. All right, Chef. Thank you for another excellent edition of Munchies. We love you. I hope to see you at the lake. I'm probably going to be I'll be spending pretty much every weekend from now till football season up there. So
awesome.
Hit me up whenever you get up there. Also, my family loves the Bend, right? That's what your boys restaurant.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, nothing but rave reviews. All right,
cool.
Chef. Thank you, sir.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
What was your sloppy Joe? Would you just go by the can and then mix? Did you have a certain technique?
No. I think
we're trying to find something new for the boys.
You want to start with
summertime.
You start with some. I mean, look, everything is about the ingredients first, right?
Yes.
So you want a good quality ground beef. For me, that's Iverstein's. Free. No free shout outs except that's a free shout out, I guess.
Yeah, it's a big free shout out.
But anywhere, you got any local butcher. What I'm saying, the freshest ground beef you can get is what you're looking for. You get, and then it's just, I don't even know. I don't measure anything out. Dump a ton of ketchup in there, a little bit of mustard, a little white wine vinegar, brown sugar, salt, pepper, and I just keep combining and tasting until it's at where I like it. And then just cook it and slap that thing on a burger, throw a nice slice of American cheese on it.
We going brioche bun?
A brioche or potato.
Okay.
I went back and forth last time. And you're good to go. You're good to go. God, I'm so hungry now again. I'll make spaghetti tonight, though.
You do love cold spaghetti.
I do. It's my favorite leftovers. That would be the one that I would marry out of the cold leftovers question. Cold Chinese food, I actually am developing a taste for as well.
I don't know that there's any
Quite
food
Quite good.
that I like cold.
Sweets? Out of the fridge?
I meant like ones that are supposed to be hot.
Chocolate chip cookie. I'll take a chocolate chip cookie out of the fridge over that.
Yes, but that's like a
warm.
quick I'm talking like I guess a meal.
Well, to be clear, I don't know that I prefer cold spaghetti. I just think it's like a benefit of it is that it is different than eating it warm, and it's also delicious, but it's delicious in a different way.
I do like cake cold.
Yeah, again, I think anything sweet tasting out the fridge. But that's the thing. I like a Monjuni's sweet red sauce, right?
I do too.
So out the fridge, I think that's one of the reasons why
Now,
it
I
tastes
can
so good to
go
me.
cold spaghetti. I can for sure. I'm trying to think if I prefer it though. I don't like cold pizza. I know some people are big cold pizza fans.
Yeah, I'm weird with that. I like microwaved pizza. Gets a little rubbery.
You are weird.
Yeah, I love microwave pizza, dude. I don't know why.
Like they sell things to put your pizza in the microwave with, so it does not become rubbery.
I
But
know.
you like it.
I like that rubbery texture. I know. I can't help it.
Hey, know thyself. You know.
Gandalf says drunk cold Chinese food hits every time. Yeah. Cold ham and turkey day after Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm so hungry, guys. We got to go to break. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I want Grandma's recipe.
I do too. Come on, chef. You better.
I want steel from Community Steel in Gonzales, Louisiana. CommunitySteelCo.com. You need purlin, tubing, steel buildings, roofing, sheet metal, trim. It's all there.
What?
At Community Steel. With a live and local sales team that can handle your personal steel needs, your business's steel needs, whatever the case may be, and you form actual relationships. And they got better prices than the national guys because there's no middlemen jacking up the price in the back end. Stop getting taken advantage of. Okay? Go to Community Steel, CommunitySteelCo.com.
When you go to the website, as we often tell you, you can navigate the site, see what they can do for you, but also you can find the location because they've been open for almost 3 hours already, waiting on you to come see them in the showroom. And we always encourage you to go see them. And if you're not in the area, though, and you want to get in contact with them and you have a steel need in the state of Louisiana, just pick up the phone and give them a call, 225-647-2020. That is going to be the number. And again, they open up at 7 a.m. every single day for you to come see them in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can do it on the site as well, CommunitySteelCo.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties, so retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-26.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR. Round 1 of the NBA draft in the books. We'll talk about how the Pelicans fared, preview the rest of the draft, and the latest in college baseball's transfer portal. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I'm not going to lie, the catalog for Nelly looking good today.
He's got some bangers.
Great catalog.
I didn't realize this. No. What? Doesn't sound like Nelly.
I knew that was coming. I was waiting for it. Does that sound like Nelly?
That sounds like
Okay, good.
I can hear the Band-Aid on his
knew
face.
Doesn't sound like Nelly was coming.
It didn't. Time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
All right, so looks like the UFL has become the official farm system of the NFL. We talked about Jake Bates a few weeks ago getting signed by the Detroit Lions. He was the one that kicked multiple 60-yard field goals. The Cowboys have recently signed 2 different UFL players. They're working out 4 more, but the one to keep an eye on is Wyatt Ray. He's a former defensive end for the San Antonio Brahmas. He was
Great
Boston
name.
College, undrafted. He was a third-team All-ACC in 2018. Cool thing about Wyatt Ray, he is the grandson of jazz music legend Nat King Cole.
Okay. I'm glad you landed that with something interesting at the end. Because for the vast majority of that story of the day, you told me about UFL players going to the Cowboys
Nat
that
King
probably
Cole?
won't make the team.
His grandson,
That
Wyatt
is
Ray.
cool, though. That is
Wyatt
cool.
Ray definitely feels like he played at Western Kentucky and not Boston College.
Yeah, he does.
Wyatt Ray.
Wyatt Ray.
Yeah,
Hey.
feels like he's catching
Wyatt Ray.
criminals.
Wyatt Ray, get in here, Mo.
He feels like a lawman. He feels like a lawman out here catching bandits and train
Great
robbers.
name. Great name.
Shout out Nat King Cole.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, Wyatt Ray, kind of the perfect Cowboys name.
Well, he's got the beard. Look, he's got the beard for a Wyatt.
Yeah. I could see that man with
Oh, great
spurs
beard.
on,
Great beard.
clacking around.
No, he's great
I'm
in the
not
UFL,
gonna lie, that's
but
not what I was imagining in my head when you said Wyatt Ray.
What were you imagining, Alondra?
Some country dude.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you know he's not country? I guess he went to Boston.
No, I
College.
meant like
I know.
Western.
How did Nat King Cole's grandson end up at Boston College? That's a good question. Let's do some early ask.
Was that it?
Yep.
I have one.
Okay.
Travis Kelce gave us his 3 favorite Taylor Swift songs.
Okay. Tay-Tay, a little Tay-Tay on Tay-Tay here.
Yeah. I think this is the real news.
What were
I
they?
would
What, Taylor?
vehemently disagree.
Taylor?
But
I know, it like comes back and just starts hating
Shut up,
immediately.
Taylor.
I mean, do we care about
About
Travis
your-
Kelce's 3 favorite songs?
Did I just ask Alondra about it? So obviously,
I mean, I don't
care
have to tell
to
it.
some
No?
degree.
I don't think so. Actually,
I want to know. So I do want to know, what are they?
Okay, so his favorite song, his number one favorite song is Blank Space,
Okay.
which is a banger.
Okay.
The other one is Cruel Summer,
Okay.
also a banger.
Okay.
And the last one is off her newest album, something about high school. I forget what the full name of it is, but it has high school in the name.
Okay. Actually, in retrospect, that did nothing for me. I have no anchor points for any of those songs.
We'll say
I
this.
believe I know Cruel Summer.
Did you see the video?
I would know Blank Space if I heard it. Okay.
Did you see the video over the weekend of the VIP section of Taylor Swift's concert?
No.
It was a who's who. So, I mean, obviously Travis Kelce was there. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were there. Tom Cruise was up in there. I mean, you want to talk about a superstar. They were in the VIP section.
God, I was thinking about hanging out with Tom Cruise the other day and how just intense it would be.
I forgot to ask. This is my first time back since you got back. Did you meet Gronk?
This has been a big disappointment. No, I had no interaction.
Okay. I didn't know.
The only interaction I had was my wife slapping his ass a bunch on the dance floor.
Okay. You didn't at least introduce yourself?
No.
I told you guys that was going to happen. I said T-Bob was going to get shy.
I didn't get shy, Taylor. I just...
Your wife wasn't
only
shy.
saw him
You
at
were
the
shy.
wedding itself, and I was dancing. I wasn't trying to be like, hey, what's up, dude? Whatever, dude. Shut up. When we get back, closing out the show with Ask the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
KTOZblinds.com. KTOZblinds.com. That's for K to Z window coverage. You know those window covers that, wow, that's K to Z. I mentioned Solu on Perkins the other day, installing some brand new outdoor shades, a little temperature control, making it nice out there, a little comfy. Well, that could be you at your home, like it's Jake at his house. He has some outdoor shades now. So while Dad's out there grilling, he can also be chilling. You're a shift worker? That graveyard? I mean, it didn't have to be, but this is great for y'all. The honeycomb shades. Great for anybody, though. Go from like full light in the room to nothing at all. Also dampened sound. So like, take control, okay? With K to Z. K to Z window coverage, KTOZblinds.com.
I would encourage everyone to have them come out to the home, right? Because they're going to come into your space and learn your space, know your space better than you're going to know it. At least that's what they did for me. I had no idea what I needed, but they knew exactly what I needed in my kitchen. They knew what I needed in my backyard. It is also helped out in the interior of the home. They're going to know your space. K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime.
Charles Handgriff joins us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl, Oyster Bar, and Town Square Pizza. Both Dwayne Colucci and Randy McKay join the show tomorrow, and we'll take a look back at what happened in the NBA draft. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, come back. Come back.
Oh, yeah. How about
Welcome
that,
back
T-Bob?
to OTB. Ask the Bench. Brought to you by Coker's Light. Visit our Tulsa Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. T, thoughts on Disney getting rid of Genie Plus and basically going back to Fast Plus? I did not know this. I'm going to have to look it up.
It's going to actually be the same in Disneyland. They're just changing the name. For Disney World, it actually will come with some new features.
I will say this.
Lightning Lane, I believe, is what the name's going to be.
That's technically what they call it. That's not what they call the
and
service.
You're a Disney adult.
That's what they. No, that's what I mean. They call it
amateur.
They call it Genie Plus, but you reserve a Lightning Lane pass.
No, but they're changing the names. What I'm telling you.
I would say this.
Don't get mad that I knew and you didn't.
I'm not mad at all. I would say if you're asking my opinions, not knowing anything about the change,
salty.
I'm not very confident in it because everything that Disney has changed recently has been to increase profits and make the customer experience worse. So I'm not like super bullish on it. I hope it's great. I hope it's awesome. I gotta look it up though.
I had a good experience with Genie Plus in California.
I love Genie Plus. But it is undeniably way more confusing and way worse than when you could just buy Fast Pass and just go on all the rides. I get it. They're trying to do what they can, and they do nickel and dime the hell out of you. You got to buy the Genie Plus. And for the good rides, you got to buy just an individual Lightning Lane pass.
I only had to do it for the Spider-Man, I think. Was the only one that I actually paid extra for.
Well, you didn't. So you didn't do like Rise of Resistance.
We did, but we like the way we timed it out, man. We waited like 17 minutes.
You just raw dogged it?
Yeah.
Ask the bench. Would you try the Heinz every sauce? What is that? It's like every sauce in one?
Absolutely,
I would.
Yeah,
I'm a sauce
sounds
girl.
good.
Yeah.
Like when I go to Piccadilly and I get the hamburger steak, all the sauces on that thing.
I love sauce.
Ask the bench. Thoughts on Taylor being back?
Eh.
Meh. I was kind of happy at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, now it's like, ugh.
I was like, oh yeah, that's Taylor.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Not true at all.
Would you try the Heinz everything NOS, Taylor?
Yeah, sounds good.
He has a rock star today.
I do like that he's not just,
he switches it up.
stuck in one,
Yeah.
one energy drink.
Ask the bench, what do y'all think the largest animal T-Bob could 1v1?
1v1?
A cat.
Not cat would. Ooh, almost said something bad.
Cats can, cat, look.
A dingo.
You're not escaping a cat fight unscathed.
No, you're
not going to lose, but you're going to remember it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say...
A dingbat?
A dingo.
A dingo?
Those little dogs in Australia.
I'm going to say an armadillo.
Dingoes seem pretty
Yeah, armadillo, you have a good shot against an armadillo.
Yeah,
for
but then I'm
sure.
going to get leprosy.
Armadillo, if you're from the South.
Yeah, armadillo.
Y'all know
I used to say
armadillo.
armadillo because I'm...
Armadillo.
Yeah, I was...
It actually sounds fancier.
Well, yeah, I'm just...
Because a raccoon would F you up.
Yeah, no, raccoon, no chance.
I was just used to that double L.
A mountain lion, a bobcat.
Yeah.
No, he's
got you.
messing
A wolf
him up.
for sure.
Yeah.
Easy.
Mess you up.
Yeah. And he swears he'd be, what was it? A wolf, right?
He
Yeah,
thinks
he
he's a
swears.
wolf.
That's not happening.
Yeah, he doesn't know how large a wolf is in the wild.
Again, I would out alpha it. If it wanted to fight me,
just
it's probably
not-
going to win. But
Taylor, can
okay,
you
what
pull
about
up
that
They're the
photographer guy
ultimate
that yelled
alpha.
off?
wolf compared
Then what
to a
about
dog?
what about the guy that yelled off the bear
in
the other
Yellowstone.
day?
It was huge.
Oh, they're gigantic.
They're, yeah.
You're
not Liam Neeson, sir.
You're right, because I wouldn't die.
Well, we don't know that he did die.
You think he won? you think he lives at the end of the gray?
It shows the wolf, right?
Doesn't it? Like, my memory of the end of the gray is him like having like the glass like point out his knuckles, and he's just like basically like, okay, this is the death fight. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure he survived.
Into the last good fight I'll ever know.
It's up for interpretation.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever
Kind
get
of
to
like
the
The
bottom?
Sopranos.
Y'all know that
We did.
armadillos give you leprosy, though, right? Is that what you're saying you want for me?
No, you.
The leprosy.
Ask the
I
bench.
think
In
we
the year of our
kind of-
Lord 2024.
I know, right?
Did we figure out who won that
Yeah,
fight?
I think we did.
We'll talk about it.
Ask the bench. Was Mia Khalifa at the Taylor Swift concert?
Who?
I didn't see
Wiz
her in the
Khalifa?
VIP, but that doesn't mean she wasn't there.
Ask the bench. Favorite ride in Orlando?
We've
Your mom.
answered this a million times.
Well, they did just say Orlando. To be
Jurassic Park.
Probably Rise of the Resistance. Ask the bench. Favorite brunch dish?
Probably
Champagne.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
I mean,
that would be
like,
Katie's
so,
answer.
like,
as well.
does normal breakfast count as a brunch dish?
I'm
Or
gonna
does it have
go
to be
bananas Foster French toast.
It's a good one.
For me, I mean, you know, I do love my
Okay.
sausage and gravy, but if I had to go something brunchy and lunchy, I do absolutely adore a burger with an egg on it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it doesn't matter.
Ask the bench. My chat just refreshed. What are you looking forward to most in Vegas? Nothing.
Chippendales.
Getting a
No,
win.
Pauly D.
Oh, Pauly D. Hell yeah.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Right to end the show on a cough there,
A
Taylor.
cough.
Excellent job.
Poor guy's red. He tried to hold
Join
it
the
in.
MMR group. If you want to
He tried.
ignite your career, okay, and join the largest privately owned electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation that's headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, but has offices all over the globe, okay? If outstanding benefits, a dynamic culture, and a tailored path for both professional and personal development, if these sound like great things that interest you, you want to join up with the MMR group. So, look, engineers, construction managers, there's a variety of positions available. If you're in college and you're looking for past internship, what you study, what you do, hit them up. They can let you know. If you're in this business already and you've been for a while, or you're just starting out, again, apply now. Build your future with MMR. Apply now, mmrgrp.com. That's mmrgrp.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so